Peace, y'all. Peace to the family. Peace, love, and light. This is Know the Ledge Media, and you are now rocking with the best. This is your host, Brother Blue. All right, we are waiting on my co-host, okay, Brother Brother Ken. What's good? We're gonna wait for some of y'all to get in the building. All right, what's good with y'all? Let's go to the chat, see what's going on. Good evening. Yes, indeed. Peace to you and yours. Welcome back to Know the Ledge. Yes, indeed. You are now rocking with the best. Welcome back to another episode of Tough Talk Tuesday. All right. Definitely time for some tough talk. Okay. What's good with the family? What's good with y'all? How you feeling out there? Peace. Okay. What's good with everybody? We just get some of this stuff together. Let me edit this real quick. It's up here. Show this. Yes. Fix this. Hope everybody is having a wonderful time given the circumstance. Okay. Peace, y'all. Talking tough on Taco Tuesdays. This Tough Talk Taco Tuesdays, huh? We tough talking on Taco Tuesday. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Yeah, we in the building. All right. Brother just sent me a text, said he's coming through in a second. That was good with you. About to enjoy a Guinness and Tiger herbal tonic while we expand, plus build and destroy. Joy, success, and riches to you. You got it. Yes, indeed. You know what time it is. All right. Everybody, how everybody feeling out there? I'm getting, mixed commentary from people. For some people, the whole concept of isolation is setting in. You feel me? Other people, such as myself, we are unapologetically optimistic. All right. The video's a bit choppy. Okay. San Diego, good. CMOS and meditation. Okay, I hear that. This ain't nothing if you've been in solitary before. Let me refresh the page. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. And with no further ado, let me open up the line for my co-host for this evening.
What's up,
Peace to the
Mike?
God.
You already know.
Yo, I was saying, I read your post from the other day, man. Tell them this shit mandatory. You know what I'm saying? You said, through it all, my shit stays spinning. I got the proper shape up. These niggas waiting on the adrenochrome. What's good, man?
I just wanted, for the record, to show during the quarantine, I stayed dipping, yo. My shit, I did not woof. You know what I mean? I did it for the culture. You know what I mean? I redefined what consciousness was going into the new world. You know what I'm saying? When they went low, I went high. You know what I mean? I made sure that I came through and created the new wave. That this is the standard, yo. This is the standard.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People as a kid, they like, yo, you staying drippy through it all. I'm like,
man.
look, Surgeon General said you got to stay clean. Like, what the hell?
Listen, bro.
They said, who Avant?
Man, listen, bro. I'm out here. Yo, I'm Keith Washington. You know what I'm saying? I'm Keith Washington. You feel me? Alex O'Neal. You know what I mean? I'm coming through. Easter Sunday. Listen, I'm not playing.
Easter Sunday every day, right?
Hey,
We make Easter. We got to keep this shit going. It's Easter Sunday every day.
Can Billions. This is a real deal. You know what I'm saying?
Deal, man.
You see Amazon, right? It's about billions and trillions. Billions and trillions. You know? That's the new that in the future, $1 billion is the new $100 bill. That's the standard that everybody's going to be on because inflation is going to make tens, 20s, hundreds obsolete. Those numbers are not even going to exist no more. We're going to be dealing with millions, 100 millions, billions, 100 billions, and trillions.
Yeah, I mean, okay. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, coming through.
If people do the knowledge and just go into the archives, they could definitely see for themselves that this is a conversation that you've been having before the writing was on the wall, right on this program, right on Tough Talk Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? You have famously put into the archive, into the records, that the $100 bill will be the $10 bill in the future. And when you see, them inflate or pump 2.2 trillion into the quote unquote into the economy, you feel me? What does that do to the value of the dollar? What does it do to the spending power, to the buoyancy, right, of the dollar that is being dumped in certain regions, as the petrodollar, where it was initially utilized to be propped up as the currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, can you expand on that? Like, what is the forecast for a dollar, that is not in the healthiest of shape to begin with? I think, wait, I seen the projection here. I'm gonna let you talk real quick, and I'm gonna bring this up.
Oh, you was telling me to go. Okay, so look, so we already know the more you have something in society, there's no value, right? So one of the things that everybody says that's interesting to me, everyone's like, get gold, get gold. There's not enough gold to go around, first of all. That's a fact.
Facts, because
that's a fact.
Case in point, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on the gold. They're not shipping the gold like that. They're like, yo, it's a wait list. You gotta wait on it. It ain't flowing like that because they said somebody came and they snatched up like $1 trillion worth of that shit. Like it's not that available.
Now, what there is enough to go around is gems, though.
So
you can scale that, and you can speak to that, Blue, right? So you know the value of gems. So let's just say that, let's say tourmaline would be the $100, right? Because it. You know what you got to do to mine it, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then say the quartz and stuff like that. That'll be a lower ticket and a certain type of amethyst, right? So it is enough of that to go around, right? And you can speak to that because you know what I'm saying, you got the bars for that. But why I'm dealing with billions, first of all, I got a European last name that doesn't actually mean anything, right? So my mother named me, my father named me, I'm named after my father, I'm a junior. So that's no shade to them, but I'm smarter than them, right? So I'm the correction. I'm the Diddy remix, right? The that Jodeci joint. You know what I'm saying? I put him on the map. I'm that right there, right? So I'm that joint right there. You know what I mean? So why I'm dealing with billions is because, first of all, I'm upgrading my confidence, right? I'm upgrading my standard, I'm upgrading my arrogance of the expectation that I have for myself, right? So I am practicing the science of know my worth, right? Now, I'm eager, not willing, I'm eager to put in the time, though, to prove that, though, and to leverage results. But why I'm dealing with a billion is because in 1,000 years, there will be no such thing as 100. Just like 2,000 years ago, there was no such number as a billion.
Right.
So as human consciousness expands, so does numbers,
That's a
right?
fact.
So the more we move forward, we're going to expand in our numbers, in our math. And as we move forward in numbers, the things like ones, twos, threes, it becomes not existent because you're pulling so hard in this area. Like Amazon is $1 trillion company. Now, since Amazon is $1 trillion company, it makes $1 obsolete, right? So now when you go to the dollar store, it doesn't cost $1, costs $1.25, right? You remember, Blue, when you used to go to the store when we was kids, there was penny candy, right?
Penny candy.
What do you use a penny for today?
Huh?
What do we use a penny and dimes for? What can we use it for?
To give it to homeless people.
Bro, so
Make our families feel better. You give them all the change in your pocket. Like, I ain't doing nothing with this.
so in our lifetime, we done seen numbers become obsolete, bro, because we're moving forward. So as we
Yeah.
move forward, it
Let
puts
me
pressure.
add a little bit of sauce to that. I remember I was doing my research on hemp, and they said that in 1937, Popular Mechanics for the very first time printed they printed the word in the billions, right? And they were projecting the hemp to be the first $1 billion crop. And they was like, we don't even use those numbers around here. You feel me? It caused such a disruption in the potential for industry that they had to kaput the shit. You know what I'm saying? It rattled the entire industry. They was like, $1 billion. You feel me? So look at this. And then we progress to this place. Right? Coronavirus pushes annual deficit forecast towards $4 trillion. You understand? It says just a few months ago, fiscal hawks bemoaned the return of $1 trillion deficits. What a difference a pandemic makes. Independent forecasters now expect this year's budget deficit to nearly quadruple the pre-corona estimate, right? So that will technically forever now be known as BC, before corona, reaching nearly 4 trillion. That amount of red ink in a single fiscal year won't dwarf the deficit peak of 1.4 trillion during the Great Recession, and as a share of the economy approach levels not seen since World War II. These are different times. Congress has opened the fiscal spigot 3 times in the past month, pumping roughly 2.5 trillion into an economy gasping for breath amid a virtual nationwide lockdown. And lawmakers in both parties have promised that more aid will be on the way soon. So let's calculate the global deficit. Let's calculate the global cost that this global lockdown has on economies. They're saying that China, right, is going to, they're looking at a 44% decrease on their GDP, right? This has resounding effects on even the common man as they shift like this. You dig what I'm saying? It says China's 2020 GDP growth set to sink, to 44-year low, my bad, as coronavirus cripples economy. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, these are unprecedented times, that we live in in terms of when you're looking at how much money is being lost, how much money is being run up, and what that does, the stress factor on a dollar bill. Look at what's going on with the gas, with the OPECs and them. I don't know if people are following that conversation and that situation, but all of that is indicative to the fluctuation of the worth of the dollar.
AKA the worth of people. So people are not really being honest and taking a whole card, a cold, hard look at reality. It's not necessarily too many people in the world. It's too many slouches, though. It's too many people breathing the white man's air, as Dave Chappelle would say, right? There's too many people that's non-essential, right? So whatever has to happen to upgrade the confidence of people, it needs to happen. Let it all burn. Get some of these motherfuckers out of here, including me if I'm in the way. I ain't no different. If I'm in the way, get me up out of here too. Get my son up out of here. Get his mama up out of here. We ain't no different. Shit applies to me too, right? And what do I mean by that, yo? What do I mean? I'm talking new world philosophy. Jealousy has no place in the new world, fam. Depression, right? These concepts of generational curses, right? It got no place in the new world. What are you going to do with that, right? Why do we consistently keep needing healing, right? Every generation got to heal. Ain't y'all tired, Joe? You know what I'm saying? So whatever has to happen for people to make an upgrade, let it happen. Usher said, let it burn. Let it burn. Right? Why everybody scared? I thought we wanted to go see the ancestors. I thought we wanted to go to heaven, right? Thought you wanted to go see Granny and them. I thought you wanted to go back to the cosmos. Why is everybody scared all of a sudden? Isn't people of the past, they always focused on death.
Hold on. Why is everybody panicking?
Why is everybody panicking? Ain't this what we want? I thought the meek shall inherit the earth. Oh,
Not
so
only that, like I said, also the people who have been, propagating the conversation about the fall of America, I'm like, it doesn't really, it doesn't bid us any good if we didn't put a put stop on the fall of America. Because if we were saying that America was a corporation and we were stressing that for so long, the clever thing to do would be to put a put option on the fall of America so you can make a windfall. I got an article of a dude who made 4,144% return on the fall of America. He trumped the other dude that we was talking about the other day. You understand? So that's the way that you give it to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the way that you really, really, come up in the downturn and really make your ancestors proud. You dig what I'm saying? Now, I'm my business is doing the best it has ever had done. We're doing extraordinary, but we're doing extraordinary work as well. I'm not necessarily benefiting from the fall of America. We are out here helping and servicing people in real time. Had I been playing the market though, that's exactly what I'd have been looking to do. I'd have been reading all the forecasts and listening to what everyone was saying last year about, this shit is about to kaput, and the big Great Depression is coming, and the housing market is about to fall on itself. I'm like, there's a way that you can smartly benefit from that instead of being the people that are still positioned in the burning house, waiting on the Messiah. Then the beams start cracking and breaking and falling on you, and yet again we got another tragedy to talk about, and that's going to take another 50 years to heal from.
The thing about it is, everything we wanted the bag for is not even open anymore. right?
Wait.
So this is the thing.
I
This is
need
the
you.
thing. Huh?
I'm gonna need you to repeat that.
You got a bomb for me? I thought you was finna drop one for me. You got one? Gunshot?
I got one coming. Yeah.
Gunshot?
Let me hear that.
Because this is the thing. Everything we need a new why. What's the money for? Now, right? First off, what used to impress a bitch that don't live no more. Toilet paper could get a bra right now. Right? A fool.
You could book them with some toilet paper.
The new level of stunting is different right now.
Right.
Now, if you plant a flower, somebody would be like, "Oh my God, girl, that man is so kind." Right? We need to know why. What's the money for? Because a lot of people are talking about the market, get the money, for what? What's
right.
the why? Because all the shit that we was grinding for does not matter. First and foremost, we're in the new world. Let's shift our thinking. The concept of 30-year mortgage, that's backwards. Why would you want to plant yourself somewhere for 30 fucking years?
Right.
Right?
I mean, and that's the fact that, a lot of people were stuck in this particular situation because they got 30-year mortgages and they have an attachment to a piece of property this dead. Like, what good are you with a dead mortgage being dead? I just want to make sure it's just
better late than right. Better late than never. You know what I'm saying? On time,
better
right?
late.
But what's the why? See, my focus is really I'm new world talk, right? My thing is always be historically right? So Darwin said it best, man. It's not what creature is the strongest, right? Or the fastest. It's the creature that is willing to has the ability to adapt. Yeah. Now, I'm a son. I was raised by a non-stable Black woman. What advantage does that give me? Because her instability made me adapt to different environments like that. So this is nothing for me. Good day, I'm okay. Bad day, I'm okay. I'ma always be good, right? Good mark. Why? Because I got a tongue. As long as my tongue works, I'm good, right? So I'm looking at outside and I'm seeing the world change. And in this new world, you need a new why. Right? All the shit that your grandmama and them was on, no disrespect to Nana and them, but that's the old world, right? You're corny as hell if you use words like math in the new world. Yeah, massa. Like you talk like that in the new world, all that shit must burn. That kind of thinking, period. What's your why? You getting money to do what exactly? Because remember, all that shit is non-essential. So what's the new why? Right? Are you getting money? Let me tell you what the coldest why is to get money, to buy your time. You see the time you got right now? How's it feel to be off the hamster wheel? Right? I want to get rich so I can have my time. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that's essential. That's it.
Right.
You know how I know?
Because I mean, no, go ahead.
You know how I know time is the only thing that's essential, Blue? Let's go back to our old neighborhoods, places that we used to hang out. They tore them down, and no one will know that used to be, niggas used to be over there. Time, right? OGs that we used to look up to, they're no longer here. Time. Landscapes have changed, right? Things have eroded. Time. Look at our faces. You're literally watching your face go through a metamorphosis. Time. People are leaving the earth. People are coming in the earth. Time. The Bible says one generation passes and doesn't remember the ever existed, bro. Time. That is the only thing that's essential. Not pussy. Not pussy. Because as soon as you come to your senses. So fuck these bitches and these niggas and what they got to say. Everybody lied to us. None of that shit matters. There is no conscious community. None of that shit matters. There is no the people. You know how I know? Because I only see single caskets going to ground. It's a lie. That's all you got right here is this little space, bro. And this little bit of time to figure out why you came to this funky ass rock. And then you're gone like a fart in the wind. What's the why? Community? Good luck with that. Meanwhile, Ken Billy's gonna be over there creating the new normal. So niggas 500 years from now can fucking study me. And that's it. Do it for name. Do it for name. What's the why, yo? What's the why? Going back to the conversation we had last week. What are we creating? What's the money for? So you can create what? To do what, yo? Right? So we can go to universities, take that name down, put our name up there. What's the new why? You know what's wavy? People building statues of you. That's that black arrogance I'm talking about. Sounds conceited right now, but it'll make sense because I'm gonna keep saying it, and then niggas gonna put it on a shirt like Nike. Do you remember where you heard it first? Why am I talking like that? Name. Why? Because Vanderbilt's name still popping. Carnegie's name is still popping, nigga. Nikola Tesla's name is still popping. You know what I'm saying? You ain't shit without name. So what's the why? So if you play the stock market, you got an e-commerce, you in business, you doing your thing. What's the why? Because when you get your money now, the shit that used to drive you before is corny. It doesn't even exist. The women that you were chasing, my niggas, their face is fucking falling off right now. They have no makeup. So if that's the why, look at her. She can't get her fucking hair done, but I can.
Come at me.
What's the why? Right? What's the why? The niggas that used to be flexing, now, baby girl, he done knocked you up and you got to sit in the house with this nigga and you finding out that he's corny as fuck because guess what? His money don't hit when you're in the house. There's nobody to acknowledge it. The money don't matter if can't nobody see it. What's the now? Now you done got knocked up by a nigga that can't read books. But he was flexing though. So now the area where he was cool is closed. The strip club is closed.
The strip club closed. Shit is pandemonium. Right? So yeah, he doesn't have the stage to, you know what I'm saying, to edify his artificial greatness that was all built on things that we found out was non-essential. Like, what would a nigga look like in the crib with $1 million of ice on the live?
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts.
So, you know.
I guess we can honestly say that Umar school ain't coming. So what does Umar school look like with social distancing? Now they got to learn from laptops, right?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, you know, again, there is the ability to adapt. So, from what I see, you know, what I seen, the brother looked like he might be at the location building something out. So it might hit him that he got to do something different in terms of how he builds it and incorporates it. It's an exciting time because you don't know necessarily what's going to come out of this. And this is how somebody has the ability to put their mental to the mantle, right? And let's see what comes out of it.
I respect you. That's your job to be PC, my nigga. Not me. I know what my eyes tell me. My eyes tell me that's a sinking fucking ship. Time, huh? Time. I'm black arrogance. Okay.
I mean, time. Yeah, time will
Time,
tell.
right? Time. Now,
Right?
why am I saying that? Now, why would I say someone's name like that? I'm not a hater. You know why? To free the people up, to really free the people up. What that look like? So you can grab mirrors, my nigga, and you can look at yourself for once. Fuck these niggas, yo. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck my wave. Get on your own wave. Why would I say something about that? About another black man? So to free you up, to take all that belief that you put in other people and put it in yourself for once. For once. For once. For once, yo. Break away the chains. It's the new world, yo. You game. Me business. Arrogance game. Try it. If it doesn't work, go back to believing in niggas again. Trust me, you'll know where to find them at.
I mean, you know,
Tough talk.
stuff talk.
What we doing this for? Right? What we doing this for? I got battle bars too.
You know, like I said, ultimately, time will tell. You feel me? But again, that's no excuse for people to sit by and wait. You know what I mean? And this is a personal stock. Everybody has to take personal stock. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, people are individually in the house. Some people are in a house and they're cohabiting and they're getting close to their people. Some people are practicing social distancing in the house. You feel me? Even if they sitting right next to that person, they still practicing social distancing. You know? So this is really about people taking personal stock. And there has been way too much, energy invested in people are outside of yourself. You know what I mean? This whole concept of quote unquote leadership, when this is not really the dimension or the paradigm that supports that. You feel me? The people are gonna have to become personal leaderships of their own self. Because motherfucker could tell you to take CMOS. I can't take CMOS for you. I could tell you to eat vitamin C. I could tell you to do this with the shungite and do this with the. I can't do none of those things for you though, right? So it's all gonna come down to the person and the body that they occupy, because that is the vessel that's under attack. That's the vessel that's under this level of stress that you have to come up out of. And nobody's necessarily gonna be there to hold your hand, especially now because you can't hold hands. So, like you said, this is Darwinism. You feel me? You either gonna adapt or you're gonna die.
Let me put this on the record, Blue, so I could give you your flowers in front of everybody. Let me tell you why you essential. When you was talking last year about how it was 2012 in Ethiopia, right? And basically that's the original church, the Coptic, you know what I'm saying? And you linked it to Nip's past and just a lot of shit that was over my head at when I heard it, right?
Right.
A real jewel is when it go over your head and then you hear it again and then you got to double back and go be like, oh shit, that nigga's ahead of his time for shit like that, right? Sometimes you could be too soon with something. Again, back to time again, right? Sometimes you could be too soon, right? Shit, I admit, I don't know everything. So when you drop that gem, I ain't get it till I heard someone else say it. Then I got to double back and be like, you know what? Whatever was going on in my ear, I didn't hear that shit, right? So if you drop a nugget and then it gets planted in the subconscious and then we just go on and then all of a sudden, boom, it wakes us up. That makes you essential because you got the master's grip, the ability to raise a man, right? And sometimes the raising of a person, it's not sudden, it's a process, right? And you lift them up through certain
You lift them off, the feathers of dirt have to fall off, then he has to become perpendicular, then he has to regain strength by getting his breath back, then he has to adapt to light, Then he gets into his bag once he realizes who he is. So yes, they beautifully symbolize that, in masonry with the lion's paw grip. And in masonry, the lion's paw grip is what pulls Hiram Abiff out of the shallow grave. Traditionally or metaphorically speaking, Hiram Abiff is the melanated man. You know what I'm saying? It's the black king, it's your Godhead. And it has been buried in a shallow grave. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this entire checkerboard Masonic design called America. You feel me? So yes, there are, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do accept that, but it's the same could be said for you. You said things here that may not have resonated with people immediately, but it set a template because it's what I consider that prophetic vision that, hold on to your seats. You will get it. You know what I'm saying? At some point, now people can definitely attest to being able to see it clear.
You know what's funny is there's a lot of value in people not knowing what they're looking at. There's a lot of value in that, right? Because if they know what they're looking at right away, they lose value. There's a lot of value. Okay, for example, reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt didn't sound the way it sounded until I got grown. That album came out when I was 12. How would I know manifesting intangibles good, platinum Rolex that we don't lease, we buy the whole car as you should? I was 12.
Right. 12. Yeah, it just sounded like fancy rhyming.
I know what the fuck that nigga was talking about, bro.
Right.
Right? When I got 21, 22, and I listened to it, I was like, oh shit, this nigga's cold. This is hard. This is hard, right? When you know what makes a person, a thing, a classic, is you don't understand it when you see it. Right?
Like,
so,
but you feel right.
You know it's something, but it's going to take maturation for your eyes and ears to get it, right? So, now why am I saying that? It's because I don't want to be understood at all. I want to be totally misunderstood. Why? I'm not looking for friends. I want to be niggas friends. For what? And I don't want people to like me. For what? I just want to be historically right. Right? I want my name to be, I don't give a fuck about what people think about me right now. Screw you. Fuck you. I don't care. What would they say about me 300 years from now? Long game.
Right.
Long game. Why I say something like that? Because people are fickle as hell. You see how quick they cancel you, that you say one thing that they don't agree with?
Just one.
And now they lose respect for you. Fuck you. What? I didn't have anything with your respect in the first place. You didn't pay me with respect, and now you don't respect me. You wasn't paying me no way. Who cares? Right? Focus on who's gonna give you the money. Right? So like the gem you gave me, bro. Time made me double back. And I told you I'm gonna tell people, man, you know what? I know people don't get that law 404 shit. I know they don't. And that's good. Keep building on that shit, bro. Keep building. That's your thing. These niggas have no clue what you mean until you're gone. These niggas don't know value. They don't. They dick ride. Whoever got the new conspiracy, they're over there. These niggas do not love you.
Yeah, what happened? Look, they was inboxing me about the indictments, and we were supposed to have 72 hours. This shit is going to be locked down, and tanks are going to. What happened to all of that? Because people who I considered credible researchers, they were sending me that shit, and I'm like, why would you send me that? You feel me? Like, why would you send me that? Like, you honestly believe that? But it was the new conspiracy, and that shit, them new conspiracies go viral. You feel me? But the truth is it remains, it's here. You know what I mean? And people, I guess, for whatever reason, they have the novelty of choosing to entertain it when they want or engage with it. You know what I'm saying? When it becomes the popular thing, you know. But that doesn't do anything to truth. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't do anything. The truth remains the truth. And yeah, these as my man 19 Keys would say, these high level observations, they're necessary to continue driving the narrative, even if the people don't get it in real time. They're still part of the narrative, So it would serve them some justice to do what they need to do to get it. But people, we come from that age in that school where we put in 10,000 hours. Who got time for that today?
Let me say something too, bro, because I did not understand Bobby. Bobby did lectures on adult Dubroff. I thought I understood. I didn't understand. He said return of the gods. And because, Bobby had a certain type of delivery and, you know what I'm saying? Bobby was a nigga with his shit. So, the gems is hitting different, right? I ain't understand what Bobby was putting down, that occult shit that he was saying, bro. And it's dope because now he mean everything to me. He mean everything, no? And the funny thing is, Bobby is subgenre even in the conscious community because he got pictures of the Baphomet. So I'm glad niggas don't fuck with Bobby.
It's a fact.
Because the more niggas fuck with him, his value goes down. Everything ain't for everybody, yo.
So you saying in order to maintain that level of, you have to be a novel,
is where you,
as opposed to being something that's readily accessible. Like when the artist would say, "Yo, I'm doing an art album." Right? I'm doing an art album, I'm doing a concept piece, and that shit don't sell. Like, take for instance Lauryn Hill when she did the MTV Unplugged, and she like, yo, this is my truth. I want to do something. Look at Kanye when he did 808s. Yo, this is, dude going totally left from what people expect to receive from him, but he's like, this is my most important work. And people at the time, now I won't sit here and say necessarily that I was an 808 fan, but I understood what it meant for his demographic and for the people that really follows that particular kind of music. Now look at it. Now everybody,
I frisbeed it. I frisbeed that album.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I frisbeed it. I'm being dead ass. I was like, I looked at the cover. I'm like, yeah. But again, I didn't know. See, the beautiful thing about, to me, consciousness, there's times in my life where I'm really appreciative of errors that I've made. Right? I'm really appreciative of, like I said, I didn't get 808 and Heartbreaks. I get it now. And that makes me recognize, there's a genius right in my face. I didn't even know what I was looking at.
You know what you're looking at.
You ain't know what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? For example, Blue.
I mean, yeah, let's hold on. Let me bookmark the Bobby thing because I don't want that to slip. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully something that we're saying tonight will allow people, to go into Bobby's past and see that everything that's going on right now, Bobby said this 20 years ago, almost to the T. You feel me? Now you can mix in a few other pieces and components and some other people and what they said to get the full scope of the picture, but we were prepared. We were prepared by Bobby. Now, not only, you know, because it's not only what people would consider to be the history, not only what people consider to be the mystery, not only what people consider to be the conspiracy, you feel me? But he gave you that ability to tap into black arrogance as a black god and get from underneath the fetters of what is holding other people down by them. Yeah, he challenged you to be like, look, why that can't be you? Challenged your mind. He was throwing things, you know, and I was sitting front row and I did not catch everything that Bobby was throwing. Why? Because I'm like, this shit is going to require me to read 30 books tonight to really walk away and be like, I fully get this. Because he's just giving you bits and pieces. A page or paragraph from a page out of an entire book is not the book. And you like, damn, I don't got time for this. Where do I'm gonna have time to read 30 books to catch up to what Bobby talking about? But through the maturation of being able to live through it and to live and grow with those particular words and see them manifest themselves, like almost to the T, then I go back. You know, I've been reviewing Bobby for the last shit. When we've been looking at Bobby since December, for some months, nonstop Bobby. You know what I'm saying? And Bobby is just like, he's a voice from the past. That's almost like a voice from your very, very near future, a few steps ahead of you, still dropping breadcrumbs and pointing the way. Like, look, here's that. It's coming here, da da da. And we turn around and we turn, and then it be boom the next day. You feel me? That's considered prophetic vision, you know. So Bobby Hennett, who we talking about, just in case people don't know. You feel me? And please stop saying rise in power. That brother's not dead. Nigga tired. Nigga tired. You feel me? Telling y'all the same shit for 20, 30 years in your language, bringing it to you like your uncle would. And the shit warm thin.
I appreciate Bobby because Bobby poured libation to gods I never heard of in my life.
At all.
Right? I appreciate Bobby. What I'm saying these names for a reason, because I'm bringing these people into my new world. I wouldn't be the person I am as of today if I never heard Brother Panic. You know why I love Brother Panic? Because he don't give a fuck about my feelings when he's talking. He's not coddling me. He's not saying my melon is popping for nothing. I don't want that shit, right? I wouldn't be the person I am. I would not have black arrogance if I never heard A.A. Rashid. He don't give a fuck about my feelings when he's talking.
It's a fact.
Right? These people are important to me, right? Why? Because real. Because I'm forced to deal with the shadow, right? Bobby helped peel me off that RBG shit that I was on, trying to save niggas, and niggas was cutting my legs down. What people don't know is I was one of the most radical black niggas, right? I thought I wasn't on money shit. I wanted the police to shoot me. That was my thing, right? Angry because my mama didn't pay attention to me, right? So when I read Behold the Pale Horse and found out what the Federal Reserve was doing, that just added to my black pain. All this we shit. I barely speak English correctly, but I was talking French. We. Fuck out of here, right? So I wouldn't be here without those people that pushed the Baphomet in my face. I wouldn't be here without Bobby saying, if I didn't cop, what if the God you serving is the devil? And really, what you need to be looking into is that Damien. What you really need to be looking to is that dark shit that your ass is afraid of. Because in that dark shit, I found myself. So why do I talk how I talk? So I heard these niggas and did my puffy and just remixed it on it, and this is what you see here. So I don't care what none of these niggas think. Now, why do I show up on camera? with my haircut, looking a certain type of way to conceal my knowledge. And why do I say motherfucking curse and talk a certain type of way? I just look like this. I want you to focus on that. That's all you're gonna see. Ken Billions is so I'm a problem. Niggas don't know what you're looking at, but you will later. I always get the last laugh, and I'm always historically right. My life has scaled for 15 years straight, nigga. My floor is different. I will never see the bottom, even in a fucking crisis. I am covered by some shit I don't even know. I make mistakes and still live fire. Niggas be dead for less. I'm Barbara Sanders, swagging on niggas, right? So I want to give flowers to the people that, you know what? I wouldn't be going into this new world with this mind frame because I'm going into the new world and I don't gotta find myself. How about that, Blue? Think about the people that have to find themselves right now. What that look like? You gotta find yourself post-corona?
Well, you know, it's a real wake-up call, you know what I'm saying, for some people.
Blue, you
for a
don't
lot of people.
Yourself, bro. All you got to do is keep adding on that fire philosophy. That's a problem you don't have. That's some grace and favor, my nigga, that you don't got to figure out what the fuck you're doing.
Just got to do it. Yeah.
You gotta do it. You already know what to
do more of it. Like I said, I'm ecstatically happy, you know what I'm saying, every day that I wake up, just for the opportunities that have presented themselves and for the opportunity to face challenge and overcome the shit. You know, it makes you more arrogant about your essential status on this planet. And that's something that you consecrate to yourself every day. The governor can't tell you, Shorty can't tell you, nobody online can tell you. That's something that you have to wake up with and reiterate to yourself every single day. You feel me? And you don't need nobody's permission to be essential. You have to make yourself essential.
What's that look like for the people that? What's that look like for the people in the back? What's blue pills? Because you're creating a philosophy, bro. Whatever you say, that's law. What's essential going into the new world, according to you?
You know, my paradigm is health and wellness. So, you know, that particular message is first and foremost because I primarily, you know, I'm of the understanding that maybe somebody can't see what I see or understand the way that I'm seeing the world because, you know, they might have something that's very discordant in their own being. And that quest of knowledge itself, you know, the health and wellness comes along the journey. You feel me? It's not primarily somewhere that somebody initially starts at, but the more that you learn about yourself, the more it is that you are going to want to do for self to make self better. The more that you appreciate your life, the more that you're going to want to be here. Now, I'm not going to say that the people who we are seeing leave are people who either one didn't deserve to be here, two didn't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? But they're not here. You know what I mean? And the fact that you all should give you the impetus to be like, yo, there must be something special about me. You feel me? There must be something worthy about my particular presence here. And you have to find that within yourself, however you go about doing it. And what I'm saying is what it should look like or what it may look like, because everything ain't for the same people all the time. But how you going to get around health right now? How you going to get around that? You feel me? So ultimately, it's going to lead to that particular road of health and wellness. And I just want to be amongst the pantheon of people that are there to help, you know, others, because once you got yourself taken care of, and once you know that your mama's straight and you're immediate, then you should be willing to You know, my soul signature is service, so I can't get around that. You know what I'm saying? I have to service. You feel me? But I have to always make sure that I'm giving myself the best service. And right now, I benefit from servicing that aspect and that level of humanity that could benefit from what I have to offer because it's part of a legacy, it's part of a bloodline.
Bro, did you say that this is like one of the best times for your business?
Absolutely.
That means you were too good for the world before, bro.
I mean, once again, like I said, this is what I come from. You know what I mean? So it's no mystery because this is like a mirror repeat of 1984. My mother is too good for the world. My mother was too good for the world. You know what I'm saying? Back then, and she still is today. And it's almost like this is not me necessarily giving her press junket, but it is. I'm like, look, to grow up and see somebody that was underappreciated, right, for coming up with a answer to a problem that at one time was an 800-ton gorilla, right? Because HIV was a little bit more scarier than coronavirus when it was propagating that in the 80s.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
That's a
That shit was a death sentence altogether.
Right.
And not till way later on did you see people turning the curve talking about I'm living with HIV. No, that shit was a death sentence. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up from the age of 5 seeing some people who I would consider very, for a lack of a better term, when I say meek, I don't mean weak in that particular sense. I mean very peaceful. They was tree huggers. You know, Dr. Sabi wore Birkenstocks and shit like that, long ass tunics. You feel me? This was around the time when niggas had leather and gold on, and they was pushing motherfucking 95 steel machines. You know what I'm saying? They was coming right out of the pimp age when niggas had rollers and what have you, and you feel me, diamond rings and everything. And they look totally different from that. And I had to find an appreciation for that because it wasn't swag. It wasn't some shit that you could stand by the side and be like, oh, look at my folks, they putting on. And it was young dudes that was 15, 16, and 17, and they pulling up in Audis and they selling poison. I'm like, yo, these folks are selling life and they struggling to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? From here and there and shit. I mean, when Sabi got ready and went in his bag, you know, he would walk away with some motherfucking some Bolita. You know, I seen him do 35K at a lecture. So I'm like, yo, this is different. You feel me? But that shit was underappreciated. And it's only now in 2020 with the release of a documentary getting recognized and acknowledged. You know? And even with that, my mama gotta wait until they get through a motherfucking cast of celebrities that wasn't even part of the narrative or the story to say the shit that they don't know about a person that they never met.
In the old world,
You know, so yeah, when you talk about this, you know, not being able to see somebody and you feel me? And I'm saying I'm going into this knowing that you will not be appreciated. You feel me? Necessarily while you here until after your shit is cemented and you leave. That's when they feel safe to be like, God damn, who was that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I watched it. You know what I mean? I grew up with it. I lived in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still currently looking at it. But at the same time, you know, that's not stopping me from doing what needs to be done. That's still not stopping me from giving it my all. That's still not stopping me from adding on chapters. And that's never going to stop me from telling the story of my elders because it was an amazing story. And they was literally out here healing the world. You feel me? And I feel like, you know, it's just indicative of the time we're in because it's almost like 1984 2.0. And I'm seeing the fact that he left a blueprint, he left the ideology, he left a methodology, and he left well-trained students. Those are the people primarily right now who are positioned to do the very thing that they did in 1984. And through my mother, she was able to raise her children to have the appreciation for doing her work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, I mean, to me, like I said, that's why I do wake up extra excited. And then I have the ability to do it with people such as 19 Keys and other people on the team that are able to see that vision and want excellence as well, such as yourself, such as other people that understand the importance of grabbing the bull by the horns in this particular time and bringing things to the people, even though I know you hate that word. But we're in front of the people right now. Even if this ain't all the people on the planet, but it's a selection, it's a group of people. I see you be going live all the time. You talk to people. You're not sitting up there talking to yourself. And those people are able to extract something from you that you are giving them. You're doing service as well. You're doing service in the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
By propagating black arrogance, that's still a service to the community because somebody needs to hear that shit.
So my occult is game. That's my occult, right?
You
So
said what?
my occult is game.
It's game, right, right.
Game, right? So I know people don't know what they're looking at because I might go from listening to Filmo Slim to listening to Bobby. Right. On one hand, this is my real life. On one hand, I'll read the Quran, the Kabbalion, but on another hand, I'll tell a bitch, I'm not fucking, you gotta pay me. Fuck out of here. I'm that kind of contradiction. So, but I mean well, but I'm just committed to being me, however that lands. I'm trying to be the best me, not the best human. So however that lands, right? But so I fuck with people, bro. Just not love and light. My mama was a dark soul. You know what I mean? My mama had a rape baby, my sister, right? So by the time my mama gave birth to me, I came out of a womb. They didn't do counseling then, right? So my mama had a very, very tough time loving her children. So when they say nurturing is natural, it's a lie. You got to be taught that, right? So she's a very cold woman, right? So I was forced to really, really, really work on myself. And in her death, I used to say, you know what? She owed her children an apology. But me, I owe her an apology because I didn't know what I was looking at. So I was applying the mother app to her and it didn't fit. And the woman didn't owe me nothing. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that? It's because I'm big on you got to know what you're looking at. Because if you don't and appreciate it, like I said, the woman was very unstable, but her instability is my advantage over people. That I can make friends with anybody if I need to. I can code switch from talking game to talking corporate. I have clothes for every attire, right? I know black shit and cracker shit, right? I've done business with trannies and got money from them, and got money from white people, and got money from Asian people, right? That's my skill. So I didn't know at the time when this woman was being unstable running Black Girl Lost that running was going to be my superpower. Gives me an advantage over niggas. I could go right up to a racist white person and get money out of their pocket and have them feeling me because I know their language, right? So it's important people know what they're looking at, right? And in the old world, people had the concept of know your worth. Now I'm going to introduce something above that. We're going to put compound interest on know your worth, and we're going to say people don't deserve you. I know you got political connects, Blue, but I'm gonna tell you, bro, People don't deserve you. They don't deserve your brother. They don't deserve your mama. These motherfuckers is wretched and they foul. And the people that's gonna appreciate you, they're not even born yet, right? Because for your business to be doing the best now, so that means y'all been walking this earth and people don't know how, don't know what they're looking at. I got on your brother's live the other day. He had 1,200 people watching him. Now, let me tell you what kind of disrespectful ass niggas these are. So your brother been consistent every single week. See, this is why people need a me to say some shit like this. He didn't make $1,000. I don't know if he did, but if he didn't, niggas is hella disrespectful. That's $1 every person. Now, if he pulled up with a white bitch with a family that supported him, niggas will have something to say. Oh, didn't the man just say he got a newborn baby? Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't know what they looking at. You know what I'm saying? If a person stands next to blue pill, you know health. So that means you can literally save someone's life. LeBron he has $100 million contract to play basketball. Guess what? There's no NBA. So clearly you can live without it. Can you live without your health, Blue?
Not at all.
Not at all. So how the fuck is there a community of health and wellness teachers and niggas ain't millionaires? It ain't you, it's them. I said it. It ain't red pill. It ain't blue pill. It ain't black dot. It ain't Bobby. It ain't Phil. It's the fucking niggas you talking to. They gotta step their goddamn game up. You got to step your black arrogance up. That's a travesty that a person teaching and they don't die balling. Y'all don't like ballers? Y'all don't like ballers? You don't like to see your niggas that you fuck with pulling up clean? For real?
I mean, it's obvious that the community does. Right? Look how enthralled and enraptured they do when niggas pull up with something shiny. You feel me?
That's fucked
But the people is like, not on my back.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Even though you exchange people's service.
A service that
saves what I'm saying? People's
look at the dichotomy of this. This person makes millions of dollars playing basketball. That's a skill. But there's no basketball right now, so we can live without it. You talk about health and wellness, and you don't make what that person makes. It's not you, it's the people you talking to. Now, fucking around with me, I'm gonna find you people that appreciate you. And when niggas can't find you no more, blame me. Because I want all my friends balling. I want all my friends. Why are we doing this for? I want all my friends time to create.
Niggas said because 99% need to die. Shout out to Bill Gates and population control.
Maybe Bill Gates is on to something, yo.
Yo, while I watched we watched Endgame, right? We watched Infinity War this weekend to prepare us to watch Endgame again. You feel me? And I'm like, I'm looking at Thanos and I'm listening, because even, Infinity War is when his philosophy really come out. Endgame, he was just pushing shit around, to get them motherfucking stones. But, when you sit back and you look at the situation and the streets is emptied, you feel me? But you still able to move around and bounce around and do what you got to do and do it efficiently because there's so much less people. that you have to compete with to get to where you going to do some real shit, and they getting where they going to do whatever the hell it is that they getting that they do when they getting where they going to where they getting to. You feel me? You like, well, goddamn, you know, it's a lot of non-essential motherfuckers out here just sucking up precious profit.
And people don't deserve you,
You
yo.
know, and yeah, and you know, the books call them useless eaters. Now, I don't make that determination. You feel me? I don't necessarily make the determination about who's essential and who's not, and who eats and who don't. But I'm like, those are determinations that people have to make for themselves. And the shit would look different if everyone felt that they was essential because they would gravitate to things that are essential as well. And you know, I mean, people come around and like I said, we doing some good business. But I'm like, yo, it's millions of motherfuckers out here. Dig what I'm saying? So how are they preparing to withstand this tidal wave? They don't take themselves too serious, and they don't take themselves essential, right? Which says to me, why are they still here then?
Hmm. In the new world, if you don't know value, you're non-essential, right? So I'm not just talking about the blue pills or the Ken Billions. I'm talking about some people that might be in the chat. Now, this is the thing. Let's scale it. If you're good with children, you essential like a motherfucker. You got value. If you're a teacher, you got value, yo. If you can make a meal and that meal energizes people to do better in the world for themselves, you got value. If you got the ability to walk into a room and everybody's down in the dumps, and what was that?
Oh, now screenshot this shit. Said we got 444 in there. I just needed to.
Oh man, if Ben, nah, bro, because if we were snapping, I would have did my Jet Magazine post, my Marcus Graham. I would have did my Marcus Graham.
You good?
Okay, bet. I definitely. You sure?
Yeah, we good.
This my wave
Yeah.
box. This my wave box picture. Right? Nah, just the just for me, the just for me box. Um, yeah. So if you got the ability to walk into a room and everyone's down in the dumps, and everyone's going just having a bad day, and you got to smile. Look, this is a thing, yo. It's value, right? A
Right.
smile, a smile, right? You walk into a room and your smile, your spirit lights up the room. You might come from humble beginnings. You might not have much in terms of physical things, but you have a smile, right? Now, little do you know, right over there is a person that is preparing for a meeting that can change a lot of people's lives, but they don't have the confidence. They look over and look at this person smile and say, you know what? This person affected me in a certain way. That person goes and walks in that meeting and changes a lot of people's lives. Little do those people in the meeting know that it started from a person's smile,
Right.
right? We're in the new world. It is our job to look at and describe value on our terms. See, we have been taught value Western, right? That's a time period, right? In the new world, what is value? What is essential, right? A positive attitude is essential. Positive attitude. That ain't got nothing to do with a whip. A positive attitude. Why? Because it's contagious.
Mm. It's a contagion.
It's contagious. Yo,
Right.
a positive attitude will spread faster than the coronavirus.
Bro, that's why I said I am unapologetically optimistic, right? And this is in the face of me getting phone calls every single day about losing people. You feel me? But I refuse to be unapologetically optimistic because it's contagious. You feel me? And what I notice is that people are looking for that leadership in terms of that strength and that confidence. And if you are able to exude it, other people can now benefit from it, especially at a time like this when people are so uncertain. And unfortunately, they're looking at TV. So I have the benefit that I don't look at TV. I'm on the internet, you know what I'm saying? And I catch clips every now and then. You feel me? So I choose what I curate what I'm exposing myself to, because 2020 is about, that particular vision. And when I first heard about coronavirus when it was in China, they said you could catch the shit through the eyes. So I said, you know what? That's even more the reason that I'm going to police what I hear, what I see, and what I expose myself to, right? Because now they're talking about radiation exposing. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there that's radioactive, right? Social distance has given you the wherewithal that now you have the ability to be like, nah, I'm all right, I ain't going around there. I don't need that shit. Right?
New world philosophy. People don't deserve you. All right. So there's some women in the chat, and you're dating or married to a person that for real, don't deserve you. Now, I'm not talking about just because you have a pussy, right? You're not a queen for that. I'm talking about your mentality, right? For a woman to think 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, that is a skill set, right? For a woman to be able to come into a man's life and change his life, to give him a fuel, a worship, because black men in the ghetto don't know what it's like to be worshipped. They know what it's like to sleep with a woman. They don't know what it's like to be worshipped, though. Right? So when you bring that into a man's life, and that gives him the confidence to go outside and want to achieve, if you possess that skill set, every woman doesn't have that. But if you do, and you're with a person that doesn't know what they're looking at, they don't deserve you. Right? It's okay to scale from know your worth to people don't deserve you. There's truly people, men and women, that are walking this planet and people don't deserve you, yo. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it might sound alien to our ears because we have been taught religious humility. We have been taught to think from a perspective of a loser. And fortune favors the bold. Nature will always support the aggressor. So we are taught and educated by liberal people that lower our confidence. It lowers our self-esteem, and our confidence and self-esteem is our ozone layer that protects us from negative vibes. Okay, so
now
shoot.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, when you say worship, what does that entail? So they can recognize it and identify that particular concept, because they might be doing it in their own personal space but not know it. And then some people might utilize some of these tips to be like, okay, maybe I can edify, this quote unquote king even more, so he can have the armor and the confidence, because the minute he steps outside of that door, there's arrows coming.
Okay. Let me tell you something, and this is a lot of vulnerability right here, but giving up pussy is not worship. Giving up your soul is. If a man has never felt a woman's soul leave her body, he ain't never been worshiped. See, to worship, you have to give something that you can't get back. To worship, you have to put yourself in the hole. Right? To worship, you have to give up something. It's an investment, but you can lose. See, the person that's doing the worshiping, they have to know what they're looking at, because if they lose, that's their soul. So you have to get something that the person, that's it. It's
all in.
Thing. Shoot.
Saying that's, she got it. She's all in.
She's all in with the thing that she only has one of. If it fails, she's done. That's worship. And when a person receives that value right there, if he can take that and manifest that into something, now it's compound interest on what she get. She's a legend. It just validated her shit, right? She gets her soul back plus more because she's responsible for a person that is about to craft society. It's a person about that is about to do something special, yo. Think about God, the concept. When you worship God, what are you giving up, yo? It's something going out, leaving your body.
Right. It's, they call it, quote unquote, blind faith. Right. And your faith is the resonance of saying, look, I surrender.
Surrender.
Right. That's what worship entails. The fact that you surrender. And in a relationship, if this person that the woman is with is responsible for your safety, your security, right? And those are the rudimentary primary things, but you also want that man to go out there to unenvelope himself to become who he truly is. Then that's like, okay, I see the king that he is in my castle. Now go out there in the world and king. You got to have a level of faith in that. You know what I'm saying?
You got to have the level of faith. See, okay, so we deal with the ideal of submission, right? So a woman can submit on Monday and then be non-submissive Tuesday. See, that ain't worship. That's not worship. And for real, submission is really a sexual ideal, right? Submissive dom, you know what I mean? Them concepts. See, for the black man in America to compete with other men around the world, black women have to worship him. See, the first worship comes from your mom by telling the boy, you are the coldest motherfucker that ever existed, son.
Right.
Nobody fuck with you, son. Nobody. Right? Nobody. She crafts the confidence, right? But a lot of our mamas is crackheads, right? And a lot of our moms worshipped the wrong man. So by the time we came about, she didn't have nothing for us, right? So we get with women and we think she's the one because she got fire, pussy, and asshole. But that's just a distraction, right? See, she's walking around soulless. Someone took her shit. She can't give you anything. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got nothing for you, yo. Black men need a woman to give up something that she can't get back. A huge risk. The same way you play the stock market. Now, here's the thing. It's a two-way street, though, because it got to be responsible. You got to be responsible for the soul you take, my nigga. Be responsible for that. Do you want that? Because you owe that woman now. Owe that woman. See, we think providing is, yeah, man is supposed to provide. Provide what? Because that ain't nothing but a prostitute and a trick relationship. It's just on a hubby shit. He's paying for pussy. That's all he's doing. That doesn't make the man better, though. He has to bring something else back. The completion of the hero's journey. And when he comes back, first of all, what's that look like? The completion of the hero's journey. Conquer your fear. Conquer your fear. And when you come back, the prize you have is compound interest of that nigga, of that woman's soul. It's compound interest on it. You push that shit right back in her body and she got.
Look, me and my shorty was looking at The Fountain last night, right?
The movie?
The Queen of Spain, which probably we would identify as Isabella, she threw a battery in the nigga back, right? She hit him with the ring. Told him, go to the middle of the Mayan jungle, right? Where the San Franciscan monk discovered that they have the Garden of Eden at.
Mm.
He said, go conquer that shit in the name of Spain. And when you come back, my nigga, I'm gonna submit to you. You're gonna be king, because she's putting him on the throne. She was already on the throne. And she's like, look, I'm gonna give my whole self to you. You feel me? But you gotta go out there and do this for the name in the name of Spain. Had my dude fully charged up. He was trying to get that shit right through 3 lifetimes.
Real shit though.
You feel me? The fountain, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like Shorty telling you, now go out there and get them. Right? What I tell you every day before I leave, baby. What I tell you every day before I leave. Not only did I love you, like, I'm going to make the motherfucking donuts.
Okay, boo talk.
You know what I'm talking about?
Boo language.
Like, them shit's glazed, my nigga. We'll bring the
boo language.
Huh?
Boo language. I hear that boo talk. That's what's up. Yeah. So I got my sins that I'm cleaning up is I've took some souls and I didn't make good on the church's money. One thing about me, I'm real and I'm honest about my life, right?
Oh.
So I done took some souls, right? I done had some major believers, right? I had some women come in my life and I think they knew what they was looking at. I didn't know. I didn't see what they seen. So I took something, and those women is walking the earth and they probably never gonna be right. And I got, that's my cross I gotta carry. They're gonna be scouring the earth, just relationship to relationship, right? And the relationships are not gonna work. I fucked their sex life up. I programmed them, right? I hit the bottom of their pussy and programmed their mind. Took their soul, right? I was on my vamping shit, right? Cause my mom ain't give me shit, so not that. So I was, I was reaching down to the bottom of the cootie, and I'm, collecting souls irresponsibly, right? So in the new world, I would like to push that energy back to those women so they can go ahead and move on and get me off of them and they can move on, right? Because I'm always going to be in their way of finding a relationship. Little humanity talk, right?
Now I'm saying, how do you, I mean, that's instrumental and that's key. How do you reconcile that? How do you give somebody their soul back?
I got to complete the mission. I see what they seen.
Right, in due time.
I wasn't ready, yo. And like a lot of males, you know what? There is no, we think to be a man is your balls, something else, something involution, right? We talking evolution, right? Your facial features change. Involution is something different, and that's where the development is in the dark spaces. So when I was collecting them, so I was not ready.
Yo, bro. Yeah. This is a heavy fucking conversation, and it's tough as a motherfucking is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Because this is gonna free some people up. But I got another guest with me in the building. I gotta bring this brother in because I know that we can compound this conversation and give the people the truth that they really need. So with no further ado, I want to open up the line and I want to bring in the brother Red Pill.
Salute to Brad. What's popping? He was here.
Young Padawan.
What's good, my dude?
All is well. Family, you have arrived. You have reached the final boss in the video game.
What's my
Caliber. You just defeated the boss, Kim Brisbon, Soul Snatching Caliber, and now you are here with the final boss. Let's go, Liu Kang.
Nah, real talk. And as Scorpios, this brother's having a candid conversation that we can all relate to. That's fucking real.
No, it is. It is. Look, when Ken said that he programmed the young women, you know, by unlocking, you know what I'm saying, the Pandora, that, you know, they call it the
alert
box,
from
right? Huh?
Google password required.
Wait, what? Who should?
Somebody unlock some shit. Damn.
Yo, somebody got Siri. She like, wait, what? What you said about Pandora?
Yeah. Somebody pulled up.
Oh, shit. Funny.
That might need to get turned off.
What's that?
That's the text to speech.
Oh, okay, text to speech.
Yeah, check that.
Okay, we got text to speech activated. I have to deactivate that. But when the brother said that he was able to open up that Pandora's box, that's very real. You know, the equivalent to what he's saying, so it doesn't sound so one-sided, is when women say that they're out here snatching souls, and this has become a winter sport and also a summer sport, a hot girl summer sport. How many souls did you snatch, and how many bodies did you catch? But really, how many souls did you snatch? Meaning, how many lives did you ruin, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? How many niggas do you have in a jar, right? How many souls do you have in a mason's jar of a man who's basically willing to, you know, continue to spiral out of control because of the power of the P? You know what I mean? Because everybody always, you know, the mind state that a lot of people are in, they always have to have an attachment, you know. There's always have to have someone tethered to them. So with the drug dealers, they always have to have a fiend relationship with somebody. It's baby mamas they have that relationship with, you know, their close friends who they, you know, they do that rich and post shit to, the whole, you know, the whole Mitch thing. It's a, you know, because at the end of the shit, he was treating his homie like a customer, right? And there's always somebody tethered to them that are of a lesser people or weaker person. So it's a parasite and a host relationship. You know, one of the things that this journey helps to do, like you said, Ken, is the only thing that, you know, success is truly the great equal. You know, you can't apologize for, you know, actually carrying out the actual mandates that, you know, that was written. But what you can do is you can edify, you know, whatever you put people through by crossing the finish line. And like you said, being who they saw and you didn't see at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're moving forward, you know what I'm talking about, and you're becoming who you are, and when you're being, when you're in the now versus being quote unquote past, or living in the past, or reliving the past, or going backwards, or, you know, because going backwards, you saw what happened to De Niro and Heat when he went backwards. There is no going backwards. Once we on the way out, you know what I'm talking about? We're on the way out. So whatever we signed up for on that road trip, you know what I'm saying? Because when you get in a relationship or a situationship, remember seasons and reasons. And that's something that, you know, we're not honest with ourselves about as a people. It's not a gender-based thing. You know, we just don't come to the table and say, you know what? Let's go ahead before we jump in the sack and shake our bones and whatnot. Let's go and shake the bones. Meaning, let's go and get a reading. Let's get an energy reading. You know, back in the days, we did yo, what's your sign? Oh, I'm a Gemini. Oh, I can't fuck with you. You know, and then it got a little more advanced. They had this shit in the candy store. They had a machine and whatnot. You could put your birthday in. They had the compatible shit, a whole rollout. So you had a whole lunch break comparing colors and shit. Hold on, I had the yellow strip. Sure, your shit is orange. I don't know. You know, then it elevated. Now it's advanced to where people can actually compare charts, superimpose them shits on top of each other. You could go to Babalau's. You understand? They got Babalau's like Uber Eats online right now. They got Babalau's. They got Babalau's Zooms. They got Babalau Uber pools, my nigga. How about that? You could call 4 Babalaus in the pool, and they will hop out and throw rocks. Cowrie shells, stones, bones. Niggas will divide. They will come and they will do house to house divining. That's where the game is at right now. Now I'm dead serious, but you got to get a reading done, and it will show you the quote unquote time period that you have with this person, similar to the same way when you are studying the stars or you're studying the constellation or the precession of the equinox. There's going to be a certain window. It's called a window of opportunity, where certain planets will be in alignment with each other on the quote unquote lower realms, as above, so below. On the lower realms, you will cross paths with individuals who you were in the sandbox with, you went to school with, dudes you was locked up with, people you had beef with, and all kind of things, ex-girlfriends, women that you slept with that you forgot about. You know what I'm saying? Deleted files and all of that. They pop up. Why? Because this is the time when certain planets are in alignment. So ye are the planets, and every nigger is a star, right? So that means as above, so below. You're representing those constellations in this terrestrial existence. So that's why you run across people from the 80s. It's because Saturn and Jupiter, the last time that they were in that alignment was 84, and you know, stuff like that. But seasons and reasons. Everything ain't forever. It's in the chart, and charts don't lie.
Google password required.
That's right. You need a password.
Alert from.
And it's an alert.
Google password required.
And you need a password to get to my heart and to be my wife. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a great experience. And hopefully that experience will be a benevolent one. And, you know, but we got to remember, hurt people hurt people. And if you dealing with a nigga who grew up listening to Coogee rap and Slick Rick, you know what I'm saying? You know, and God damn it, what about these niggas born with Cash Money taking over for the 9-9? People don't want to speak about all of these mental health experts like, you know, Leonard, but nobody wants to speak about what's the PTSD that the music or the culture has embossed upon the impressionable minds of its adherents, which happens to be half of the planet.
You know, it's funny because a guy cannot get knowledge of himself without a female. When you look at the Bible, males wanted the tree of life. It's the female that wanted the tree of knowledge, right? So when I was taking souls, is because those women was coming with the tree of knowledge of myself. It was a mirror. Here, look. right? Peep the scriptures, right? With the man did not want no smoke with knowledge. Woman did. The book of Proverbs, they call knowledge woman. They use that as an example, right? Remove female from male, we do nothing. We won't see ourselves, because it's usually for the woman that we go and slay a big ass dragon. Now, what is that though? What is the dragon? It's something inside of ourselves. When we're watching, this is interesting, because the what hasn't developed the black male psychology is black films, because the black man in film is never a hero. You have to get the woman, right? That's a psychological thing. What happens? He goes on this crazy ass journey, slays this big ass dragon, finds himself, breaks his leg, trips and stumbles, right? Along the way, he gets these tools, he gets these clues, but what is he finding himself when he comes back? If he survives, what does he give the shorty? Value. She's seen something. He came back and like, you were right. I am that nigga. And she's like, bet, I'm that bitch because I seen you. If you don't come back, they die. If you don't come back, you have to die. The problem is for real, the black male in America in the old world has not come back. Niggas think a job was you coming back. That's not you coming back. You coming back is conquering your fear, whatever that may be. No, having no father, having no mother, whatever that, of not finishing school, finishing a task, whatever is your inner demon, slaying that shit on the inside. The shorties have to be validated. That's their thing. That's our mirror, right? Ain't it wave particles? We need to know each other through that attention. But if you don't come back, what I did not come back. They gave up the souls, and that's what I wanted, because I needed something, because I knew the skill of dark sex, and I knew, I'm about to get that. I need to collect these people, right, to make me feel like something. But I didn't know that I was raping. That's rape, because I took something and I knew I wasn't ready. I had no idea what they were seeing. And I resented them. I resented them for seeing me like that. How dare you think more of me than I think of myself? Now you're gonna put the person through an abusive relationship. Just how dare you? How dare you? Don't come over in my life saying fire shit to me. I ain't ready for that.
Nah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to snatch souls. You want to put them in. You want to put souls in. That's Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung takes souls. We want to put the souls in, yo. It's a soulless people. But luckily, the new world has given us an opportunity to create the new why. Boom. Now this is our baptism right here. Because literally, the world that you lived in December does not exist anymore. Hell, this is for all the hoes out there. Be glad your body count is at 0 now.
A great reset.
It's a great reset. It washed away all the bodies.
All your sins.
You are healed, sis.
After Corona, sis, your whole slate is clean. You know what I'm talking about? Everything is clean. Yeah. 0. What did the Federal Reserve say? 0 interest?
Don't claim no more bodies. You a virgin right now.
Fact.
When I was in high school, they called you when I was in high school, they called a girl a chicken head if she gave head. No woman wanted to be known for sucking dick. You're back to those days. Everything is wiped away, clean. It was fresh. Right? Hallelujah. The Lord works crazy, don't it?
Exactly.
Right? So, but Red, also, you talk about this too, about the fear of a black Messiah. Also, how does that work for a male? Now, my nigga, you not a felon no more. You not a felon, my nigga.
You're good.
You ain't at war. The white man doesn't even exist no more. That's an old fucking lie in the first place. It's a level playing field. Crackers is in the house too.
Super fact. They disappeared in the gentrified hood. They gone.
You know what I mean? What a beautiful time. What a beautiful time that we get to witness the world where we get to be new again. We were so dirty, so filthy, and we was trying to figure out how to clean ourselves.
And then it took the planet, right? I will not forfeit phenomenon to Bill Gates.
Thank you.
I would say that in the whole scheme of things, him and his kind have always played their part in the quote unquote game of life as chess pieces. You know, remember Clash of the Titans? You saw the manipulation of the chess pieces by the powers of higher principalities. So European, being the recessive that they are susceptible to being chess pieces. They get moved around, and they are always the culprit. They're the proverbial lackey of the universe, you know. But their walkthroughs, people, you know, they're easy to you know, manipulate. If anybody,
they're hosts. They're hosts.
Hosts for the most part, without sounding dismissive and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Without sounding dismissive. You know, they're very host-like. People have witnessed that in the controlled substance game, right? So when I see them and their fingerprints involved in death and destruction, at a time when the constellations speak of death and destruction, it is ordained in the stars, the death and destruction, because Saturn is here and he brought friends with him, you know, and it was written. And
Jupiter and Pluto.
I'm sorry.
Jupiter and Pluto.
And Pluto is up in this bitch. And what I know is, before I listen to CNN, Chris Cuomo, right? Don Lemon, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else? I mean, I could be here for days. Bill O'Reilly, you know what I mean? Everybody with a Me Too charge that, because they didn't respond to it, niggas forgot that they got the charge, right? Matt Lauer is out there somewhere blogging, and they're listening to him. Harvey Weinstein could put a tweet out in Trump's America, and the shit will go. Bill Cosby is out there tweeting. He has an opinion. OJ has an opinion. TMZ, or whoever that robotic voice is, they have an opinion. The Kardashians have an opinion. You feel me? So we're in this reality where we're in Biff's fucking nightmare, right? Where all of these realities superimpose on top of each other. This is a very interesting time. Let me just share something with you. And I don't want to take the fam off the topic. But the last 3 shows on HBO that millions of people were enamored with, The Watchmen, Game of Thrones, and then the other one on Stars, American Gods, right? American Gods, Easter was canceled in American Gods season finale. Do you remember Easter was canceled in the season finale, right?
Yeah.
Easter went ham. In the Game of Thrones, they talked about the quote unquote winter is here. The Dead Walkers, the Dead Walkers, they were crossing the ice wall. The wall. Once they breached the wall, the quote unquote army of dead was going to kill people, and they were unstoppable The army of dead is the viruses. The wall is China. And once they cross Wuhan, or once they cross China and spread into the other kingdoms, they brought quote unquote death that nobody can stop. And the vaccination of what everybody's trying to cook up will be similar to the dragon's glass. The only thing that can stop them, right? So you got the White Walkers, you know what I mean? You got this whole thing going on. And then in the Watchmen, everybody was wearing masks. They were dealing with the cavalry, the white knight, right? Where they were dealing with a purge because they had this cavalry that attacked the police, right? Out of nowhere, you know, the same way that a quote unquote purge would happen. They were in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was a black guard in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who had amnesia with a tachyon ring in his third eye, who agreed to be asleep. That's Hiram Abiff. That's the African god who has agreed to go to sleep. But the sleeping gods have awoken. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what happened with the corona lockdown, but whilst everybody was locked down, the people who we call the 85ers in the street, the trenches, ain't in the trenches right now. They learning about 5Gs and they're asking questions and they burning shit down. They're learning about the CDC. They're learning about what's his name? What's his name? Vishnu? What's his dude?
Mm-hmm.
They learning about him too. People are learning. This is a learning period, unlike anything that I've seen in a very long time. This is a catalyst. It's a wake up. The sleeping giants are waking up. People are asking questions. People want to be informed. Dr. Shiva, people are drinking sea moss. People know about elderberry right now. The value, the social value system has shifted drastically, and those people who were deemed to be essential became non-essential by their own accord and by their own hands, right? They X themselves out of existence. It's only certain people's jobs to push them off the cliff right now, but they're bygones.
Mm-hmm.
And the late and Lizzo sang the you know, she sang the she carried the note for them. So all I'm saying is our time that was promised to us has been given to us before the eyes of those who can see and those who can hear and those who have been preparing to step forward and make this thing do what it do. We live in this quantum time where you have access to a quantum computer. You understand? We live in some very advantageous, interesting, lit time. This is a wonderful time.
You know what's interesting? Because Bill Gates is getting a lot of attention, right? And he's a very frail person, right?
Yes.
And we're literally afraid of a frail person who's afraid. He's afraid.
Fragilicus.
He's afraid. And now I feel you when you said about what people are doing, they're burning shit or whatever. But Bobby, in Return of the Gods, the awakening is gonna come inside of people. And one thing that let's just talk about Negroes in America. They've tried every single thing except going inside of themselves.
Oh, for sure.
Every single thing. That is the final frontier. That is what the occult is all about. None of this shit is real, right? We can burn mad shit, and guess what? What is the history of man? They're gonna build another statue anyway.
Oh, of course.
right. You can clash all day, replace the gods, and man's superstition with his behavior is going to put it right back just in another form, right? But the one thing that cannot be taken is the heroes and Shiro's journey. And luckily in the new world, we get to reset and find out the new why. Again, what's the money for? To buy your time. So you can do what? get involved with the final frontier. There's nothing out there, yo. There's nothing out there. I really believe when I look up, I'm just looking at a reflection of some shit in myself. There's nothing fucking out there. That shit is blank. If this is truly a hologram,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing is out there, and since I can't see inside of my soul, the best representation I can do for it is look up. As above, so below, right?
Facts.
The night that we got off this program last Tuesday, me and my shorty went outside and we seen the moon dancing across the sky. It was literally skating from one end to the other in rapid motion, right?
He called me and said that.
That shit is, I'm not gonna say that the moon ain't real, but god damn it, that shit it has something to do with you inwardly. Because the people were coming off of that 4-4 meditation and they were vibrating at a different frequency. Matter of fact, let me change that. That wasn't a moon up there. That shit was the sun.
Word. That shit was like the sun, for real.
Never seen a moon that big and bright, that close to Earth, moving. I sent y'all the videos.
Yeah, I seen it. And guess what? Like you just said it. What was the people looking at? The people was looking at themselves. Because the moon and the sun represent what? The mind and the heart.
The
right?
moon against your inner self.
Right. So we look outward to study inward, right?
Yeah.
Right. So boom. So but that's the scariest shit though. The scariest thing. Why no one want to look at the Baphomet? Looking at yourself. Right? I remember, damn, Bobby held up a picture. Man, he held up a picture and the picture looked scary. It was some weird shit when I first seen it.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what you're looking at? You're looking at your goddamn soul.
Yeah.
This is what you really look like inside. And I didn't know what I was looking at when I said it. That's what makes him who he is and understanding value. And like I told Blue Red, is people don't know what they're looking at when they see y'all, right? They don't know. They show up because niggas like to be entertained, but they don't know, right? Because if they know, they will move accordingly and there will be a different type of honor system. So in the old world, it was know your worth. In this world, it's about, you know what? Y'all don't deserve me. Y'all don't deserve me, yo. And that's not coming from a place of not doing work. If you have done the work on yourself, people don't deserve you, yo.
It's a fact. You know, there has to be something that separates you from, you know, the mundane. You know what I mean? And in this particular case, if we're talking about the collective hero's journey, the mundane are people who have not taken that journey or don't care to or have just started. You know what I'm saying? If you are on another plane and another plateau altogether on your journey, first of all, how can somebody see you from that distance? You look like an ant. You know?
Let me share something with you, Blue. Let me share something with you. You see this eye right here? It's blind, right? It's blind, it's black, right? So that's been like that for almost 20 years, right? So it's every day or every few months, it's just getting lower and lower and lower, right? So I'm cockeyed, right? So, but I'm blind in that eye. So I may lose vision in this eye too, right? So to know what you're really looking at does not come from the eyes, because all the shit that I see does not come from my eyes no more. I'm forced to see shit in my mind. I have no vision, right? I'm literally putting pressure on one spot, right? So I'm forced to get insights from somewhere else because I'm down a sense. I know what it's like to lose a sense. You take that shit for granted, right? You know what I'm saying? So in the new world, this is why people got to watch that show C. You can't know the new world unless you watch that, because in the new world, your freedom is going to come from seeing without your eyes.
And that's a fact. You know, I observed that in Infinity Wars, the last stone that Thanos grabbed that really solidified the whole deal, he caught the Mind Stone from Vision. And the Mind Stone was planted in Vision's third eye. You feel me? So in order for the character, the Vision, to have vision, he was getting it from his mind.
From your, yeah. It's not your eyes that are seeing, it's your mind. Your mind's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I could concur with everything that you're saying, Brother Ken. You know, the value has not been established. It's the who we are. You know, it's definitely something that is going to be recognized. You know, when we're long gone.
Yo, we're creating the future right now. Develop what's the new cool, yo. What's the new cool? Because the shit that was cool back then, it don't work. It don't work.
I was on the whip on the way. I was on the whip a little while ago, and I was having a conversation. And the topic of, you know, Charlemagne and other people from the woke community beginning to try to publicly ridicule and besmirch and belittle and try to undervalue and undercut what we deem as the conscious teachers or the scholars, right? Or that brand. And, you know, we were bringing up the fact that in the marketplace, the woke marketplace, you know, people are creating, they're putting a price tag and they're making a monetary investment in the pain, the suffering, the fear, the ignorance, the emotions, you know, and just the fact that their celebrity allows them to bring cameras out, get press, and get a lot of people dancing, because that's what happens when fame and smoking mirrors and all the celebrity gets involved. It becomes, you know, an event. And everybody wants to be affiliated with an event. Everybody wants to be a part of an event, especially if they could turn tragedy into events. So that's very dangerous, you know. That's very dangerous. And on the heels of all of that taking place, the reason why I bring that up is because that's a program that's running on top of software that was installed into the culture. And this software that was installed into the culture was an actual upgrade software. That upgrade software was a software entitled "It's Cool to Be Smart Again" 2.0. And "It's Cool to Be Smart Again" 2.0 is an overriding software to, you know, the quote unquote aesthetic nihilism software that was running, where the deaf culture motherboard was dictating that our babies, not not older people who are basically written off and left to, you know, and left to there's no country for old men. Not the elders who've been, you know, really to when you look at it, the baby boomers. You want to talk about PTSD, the dudes who went through Vietnam and was getting, you know, they went through segregation and shit like that before that. Then they went through crack. They went through Reaganomics. They went through crack. They went through Claudine. Then they went through AIDS. You know, that whoever's still running and got their teeth from that generation and they're teaching and they're relevant, they should be considered you know, national treasures at this point. They're legends because they were dodging they were dodging some Thanos type shit. They were dodging snap music. They were dodging, you know, because it ain't even, I mean, the COVID-19 is out here, you know what I'm saying? It's working, it's doing its thing, it's doing its thug-izzle. The flu is out here knocking people down, you know, and a whole bunch of other things. But this is not Rex 84. Our people prior to this in the 80s and whatnot, you going through the gang shit, the crack shit, the war against drugs, war against poverty, you know, the player hater shit, you know, all of the things that were going on, these were landmines. A lot of people got their legs blown off, and a lot of people went down, friendly fire and all kind of stuff. And now it's cool to be deep again. Now it's cool to not just be deep, but it's cool to aspire to be anything other than a fucking thug, right? You could still thug it out and have the consciousness, but the aspiration is never ignorant. Getting goals. That's the vibe right now. And the vibe is the hate you gave little infants fucks everyone, you know, but it's also about healing from that. People are addressing the mental health issues. They're addressing core issues. They're addressing health issues. They're finally coming to the table and saying, you know what, Seymour's, give me some gong shit. I'm trying to take natural remedies instead of taking pills and whatnot, you know, and this is a good time. And it's cool to be deep. And the people who are deep wield more social capital than the people who not only are not deep, but they wield more social capital than people who have the resources. And they wield and they yield more social capital. Their word means more than people who have been on the scene for 20 and 30 years that have amassed almost $1 billion, millions and millions of.
Hey, no, I'll just add on.
Yeah.
You know who the brokest nigga in America is right now?
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Super fact. And that's not to berate that brother, but look at
like dead ass.
Dead ass. The lesson is that we're being taught.
He's the brokest person in America, right? Let me tell you why he's broke. His uncle, his people just passed, baby mama just passed, daughter may face 99 years. And the only thing that he can post is look how big my closet is.
That's facts.
Now, there is no hell like the hell of having everything and nothing at the same time.
Damn. Wait.
The true wealth.
Wait, man.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pause for that shit. Oh.
Hey, Blue, you know what's funny? You know what's funny is now after I said that, I just got something, and this has all been about seeing things in value. The people with the most headaches right now are the people that are trying to keep all their shit. The people that are most happy right now are the people with nothing.
That's a fact. And family is of the most importance because of the fact that they are the true wealth. And in times of turmoil or in times of uncertainty, you will begin to really factor the importance of what's important. And coming out of this quarantine and coming out of this quote unquote episode, hopefully the majority of our people who had a hard time finding value in what is truly valuable, whilst sacrificing time, sacrificing quality time, sacrificing change, right? Sacrificing that hard, because change is hard. Comfort zone is a motherfucker. Standing on a motherfucker's couch for 30 years straight, the bounces. After 15, they let you get in with your blicky. You got a 20% discount off of the Moets. You know what I mean? They'll mix them in with the 2 Hennessy's that you bought, and the sparkles is on the promoter. You got a few drink tickets. You could walk around and talk your shit. When you see a shorty half stumbling, you get a motherfucking Long Island iced tea, and you're bottom of the boat like Ken. You get to beat the final boss.
Man, in that bottom.
Yeah.
Was in that bottom.
What the nigga on Street Fighter? It was Ken. It was Ken Brisbon. Who was my dude with the kick? With the camouflage cargos. Who was my dude?
Oh, Gayu, nigga.
No, it was Ken. Ken somebody.
It was Ken and it was Ryu, right?
Oh, Ken and Ryu. Yeah.
Ken with no last name?
No last name.
Yeah, no last name.
He's the Black Ken. We came with a last name.
In them bottoms.
You right there. You the black version though. I'm saying.
In them bottoms, man.
Yeah, hit the bottoms. Yeah, with the sonic boom. Sonic boom.
Man.
Where Ken hit the bottom, ladies. That nigga said sonic boom. He don't even say it. It come out of nowhere. Blue hit the button with the button.
I'm running off. With the shit. I'm Ezel in your bottom.
This nigga come to your house with a Bluetooth speaker and just set that shit up with his own sound effect.
Yeah, baby girl, y'all ladies, but you gotta know what you're looking at, right? You gotta know what you're looking at, and it's a accountability on both sides. Don't take a soul if you're not gonna bring it back. Don't take a soul. You gotta for the women, they have to give up their soul for their hero's journey though, or they're gonna be competing this life and death cycle. That's their hero's journey. You gotta give up that right there, and the nigga gotta go conquer his thing and bring it back. That's reciprocity right there.
Can I share something with you, brother Ken?
Sure.
I wanted to add on earlier when you were building, but I didn't want to interrupt you because I wanted to share the concept of who we're dealing with on an energy level, right? And I built on this in the last Melanin Monday when I was speaking about receiving and giving and how that makes us different, because there's 2 different exchanges of energy. If you're receiving something, right, you can't be the same as the person is giving something. The receiver is not the same as the giver, and the giver pushes out something. He is the one who gives out the idea. He's the one who pushes out the seed. He is the one who pushes out that energy, and that light and that force is being given. And the feminine principle, similar to the socket in the wall that receives the plug, empowers the house. That feminine principle is the receiving principle in Kabbalah, right? To receive. There's a receiving take, there's a reception, there's the nurturer. Come on in, come on, let me nurture you. The suckler, the receiver. You receiving this energy, and with that energy that you receive, thus you give birth to what was put into you. That those ideas. Henceforth, I don't know if Montauk Chia says this, but I surely know that my dude Nick Yama, the tantric mongoose, he says to talk to them and whisper in their ears your lofty desires and the things that you want to quote unquote come true. And you plan it and you program it whilst hitting the bottom of the motherfucking boat. It's almost like, it's almost like hitting a slot. Whilst giving the force, you program. It's almost like writing a code. That's your algorithm. Your algorithm is in your strokes. It's in your breath control. You know what I'm saying? And it's in your tone. You gotta have that mellow. If you hit it with the Malcolm, with the like how they have the preacher tone. Monotone. You know what I'm saying? That Wesley Pipes talk.
Yo, wait, let me add on too. In the new world, no Brian Pumpers rapping on the porn, yo. Yo, Brian Pumper used to try to get his bars off, yo, like dog.
And in no world, the shorty's gonna be rapping.
Yeah, right. You feel me? Like then B Pump used to be fucking my wave up, yo. You feel me? Nigga, get your motherfucking ass. You feel me?
Before it was Lloyd Banks.
Oh,
man. That was crazy, bro.
That was the beginning of the end of rap, my niggas.
Yeah, for sure. So, the new world is about aesthetics.
Aesthetics,
you know what I mean? Aesthetics is important. The new world is about taking our time when we're creating, when we're looking at things. Yo, in the old world, one of the reason why hip hop fell, it was too much music. There was no value in it. It's too much, right? So it wasn't looked at as a skill because everyone said, I can do that. Why? Because no one was going to take time to create that, right? No one was listening to a beat being like, you know what? I'm not going to touch that right now. I'm going to sit on this. Yeah. I'm going to come back in 2 weeks and hear it again. This is art right here, right? So anytime art begins to devalue, the quality of human beings begin to devalue as well, because that's us. That's our projector, right? So now, Pete, I don't know about y'all, but first off, all trap music sounds trash to my ear right now, and all 90s shit sounds crazy.
Was you there for the RZA Primo? I won't call it a battle. I say it's a curating of their catalog.
That shit was kind of crazy, yo.
That shit was so refreshing. Everything that we needed. I'm like, yo, listen to that food. Listen to them bars. Listen to them beats. What happened?
Hey, Blue. No bullshit. If for anybody that's a Nas fan right now, that nigga's music sounds so crazy in quarantine. It's so crazy that you can be too soon with shit. Nas shit slaps so crazy right now.
When Primo plays that Nas, my nigga, when RZA was playing Nas, bro.
Yeah, for real, man. It sounds different.
Hey, I'm cool with not hearing 45-year-old Nas, 16 and 17-year-old Nas. We have to appreciate the ones who were spitting ahead of their time and getting their credit, bro.
They was too soon, yo.
Yeah, like the artists don't have to be workhorses. Like,
and then get pressurized by the present. He got pressurized by the present because the litmus was the sound scan, right? It happened to Jay-Z too. They was pressurized by the present, where the record labels was like, do these niggas get it now? And that's how they gauge your value. when these dudes are creating timeless tablets that unravel when needed. You feel me? They unfold the stampeded. Yo, nigga.
One of the powers of music and why it is so sacred, and people tend to gloss over it because, like Blue said, it got caught up in the trick bag of these politics of the BDS, the Nielsen, and all. That's not hip hop. That's some other shit. Not to take away from it, but the way that it became the standards, it come to find out it was an intentional standards that was utilized to take away the essence of the music, the culture that was being talked about by the writers. When the artists, if you read old Rolling Stones, when Rakim and all of them were out and whatnot, even old Source articles, they focused on something way different than their first week sales. So when this thing became about what you selling and they commercialized it and whatnot, and the DJs, the same DJs who stopped playing the Woo, they stopped playing Gangstar, they stopped playing lyrics, and they started going with the hype. They started going with the quote unquote wave. They started going with, you know, what they wanted, their region, what they started, I ain't playing no more New York stuff. Fuck that. I'm doing my region. And they started choosing and whatnot. Things began to change. But things are coming back around, Blue. And Ken, that session, it reminded people of something that they probably forgot. That real hip hop is healing. It feels different. It feels more, and it ages like fine wine. More value is in that music now than it was in the 90s when it came out because it was ahead of its time. Right? And it harkens back to a time when the OGs had righteous names. And the OGs were dropping information and they were dropping knowledge, and people in the streets respected them. I can't help but to notice that those times are back again. You know what I'm talking about? You got people who are dropping information, but they say, you know what I'm talking about? And they got a bot to them. And they're known in the streets. They got stories attached to their names. There's teachers with jackets. There's teachers with street legends. There's teachers with whole gangs and whatnot, and street organizations that are attached. There's a lot of stuff that are similar to the times that when I was young growing up, I was just hearing about this stuff. I was, we were observing it from the standpoint and the vantage points of the youth, of an adolescent. Yeah, shout out to Professor Grip.
You know what's interesting is, here's the biggest lie, right? Here's the biggest lie. Somewhere something happened and niggas did not think they was cold. Once you believe that you're not who that nigga as a whole, then you're gonna give up your shit, right? When you, I'm gonna give someone, let people understand what my mind. I study white people. Okay. Like the same way a person studied pyramids. So I study crackers, right? So that's what Don King says, right? I follow a model of Don King. When he was in jail, they was like, yo, what'd you study? He said Caucasianism. Yeah. Right? So I study Caucasianism, right? And they're not the biggest, the fastest or strongest, but what they have is the power of persuasion. Okay. And what they do to Black people is they persuade you to not think you are who you are.
Oh, for sure.
It's non-contact. It's language, right? Mm-hmm. If I can get you to believe that you ain't that nigga or that chick, you gonna give me all your shit. I'm gonna pimp you with my hands in my pockets. Right? Now that's now in the pimp game, A pimp rather pimp on a white girl because she easy to pimp. Pimp with your hands in the pocket, right?
Mhm.
That's how white people treat niggas. They pimp with their hands in their pockets, right? They ain't got to put their hands on you. What they do is the power of language and persuasion. They get you to think that your shit is not fire, and you believe it because you already walking around with this ideal that you're fucking oppressed. So that shit is just water on your plant. When they come by and say, what about this shit right here? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I've had luxury cars, and the women that come with it, guess what? Their pussy is pink, just like the women that I bagged on the bus. Ain't no different.
Mhm.
Ain't no different. You got to know in your mind that you are the genuine article, one of one. Everybody, look at your hands. Look at the design in your hands. It's never been a design like that ever.
Mm.
You are the only one with that fucking master key. No one in the world has ever had your hand design,
Fact.
That's
right?
That's fact.
Now, if I can trick you, the kingdom of heaven is where? At hand. Man does his works with his hands. If I can trick your fucking hands, then I could take you out of your purpose, yo. So when you look at rap and when you look at all these things, what happened? You just got tricked. You just believe lies about yourself, yo. So this is why now more than ever, Black arrogance is important. You have to walk around with that shit. Fuck being humble, yo. You're too damaged to be humble. How you gonna come from claim generational curses, claim generational poverty? How you gonna claim trauma and be humble?
Yeah, that's asking a lot.
It's a deadly
That's too
combination.
much, yo. That's too much. Now, it's not being perfect. It's not being about super niggas and super women. But what it is about is scaling. Scale the confidence vertically, not horizontally. Our grandparents' grind was horizontal. In the digital world, everything moves vertical, fast, right? In the digital, think about what they say in space. In space, they say objects the size of Texas move at 22,000 miles per hour. Can you even fathom that? That's just imagination. So all you have to do in your mind is see yourself somewhere and you will move 22,000 miles per hour while other people are moving horizontal. Everybody ain't gonna go. Fuck it. It is what it is. It's king making time, queen making time, real queens, real kings, right? That do it in the mind. You know what I'm saying? So in the new world, the rap is gonna hit fire because it's gonna come from people that are arrogant, not humble.
That's for sure. You must have heard my shit then.
Y'all niggas looking real nice. I seen Blue in that motherfucking all white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, white.
That's how you supposed to show up, yo.
It's a fact. And this would be a great time to remind the family that over on netterflix.com, all right, y'all can go over there and subscribe, and we have a plethora of original content streaming right now. We got that Christ consciousness movie. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, subscribe. I ain't gonna beg you.
Indeed. My brother, it's been fun, man. I gotta tap out because I have a lecture on Thursday, so gotta finish putting that together.
For sure, yo.
Yeah.
No
Hey,
doubt.
Red, they don't deserve you.
I mean, I already know, man. I already know. You know, it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
Right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
When they appreciate you, then you know what it feels like. So one day I'll have that feeling. But for the 1% out there that look out, I love y'all. You know, and for the 99, I can't wait to love y'all. You know, and Blue Pill and the fam, love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Tough Talk Tuesday. Salute to the family. Salute to everybody that's out there. You know what I'm talking about? Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep keeping it raw. You know what I mean? And keep waking the family up. They love it. All right.
Gee.
Hey, Red, real quick, bro. I just want you to bear witness. In the quarantine, I was dipping, yo. Khaled is out here fucking woofing. I was dipping.
Yo, I'm saying,
Hold on.
buy nigga a shape up. Like, come on, son. What is this shit for?
Yeah, you feel me? Khaled, yo.
Owner to a bodega owner. And like,
Yo.
man, yo, how incompetent. This is showing that there's some grown men out there that don't have their priorities in order. Any man, you don't even gotta be an alpha, my nigga. Any man in the alpha beta spectrum, the first line of defense is your shape up, nigga. You secure that before anything. They like, yo, the corona's coming, go and buy your food. You know the first call that you're supposed to make before you go and get your Samsung card, nigga? You're supposed to go and make sure you lock in a barber, my nigga. You supposed to send Ubers for these niggas.
You said DJ Khaled looking like Khaled. Nigga bodega owner.
Son,
yo, it ain't just him, yo. Diddy walking around with Gray, my nigga. Like, yo, what the fuck happened, yo? These was the people that was supposed to keep it together. Shout out to my barber, bro, that make my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing.
Yo, not only is Diddy and Khaled on house arrest, but as a part of their bail, as a part of their secret bail agreement, they couldn't use Beijing.
No Beijing. Yo,
no, the Beijing got shut down from China.
Yeah, like, what now, yo?
Beijing got COVID-19. Did the owner Beijing? Is he sick or something?
Hey, what's this tell you? What's this tell you?
Yo, does anybody know about the Beijing stocks? I think because the shit sound like Beijing. These niggas with Floyd Mayweather's reading level was like, you know, I don't want that in my hair. Coronavirus.
Yo, what's this tell you, yo? This should indicate to the people is that you always men, you are what them women came and said you was, yo. I don't give a fuck if you only got $5 in your pocket. You gotta believe you a cold ass nigga. Oh, if you ain't snitch on nobody, if you ain't, yo, check this out. Cause this if you ain't never tell on nobody, you ain't never raped nobody, you ain't never molest no baby.
That's right.
And you ain't putting nobody in the hole and stopping niggas from getting their money. I don't give a fuck how much bread you got in your bank account. You's a cold ass nigga because you could be doing hella other shit to get on. Super you cold, bro.
Yo, for all of the goddesses out there and the goddesses out there and everyone in between, this sort of God in me, this sort of motherfucking Dr. Manhattan in me when I was in Brooklyn. No, I'm serious, because going back to what I was saying before, that it is the divine feminine energy that will pull God out of you. They are the magnets, and God is inside. Goddess is inside. For the sisters, it's the only, and when you come across a magnetic God who will lift you, he's so magnetic that he could pull you out of your grave on some Lazarus shit. He could resurrect your fucking cadaver. You know what I'm talking about? Sister, you've been around a magnetic God, ultra magnetic, you know, and they pull the best out of you. Like, look, I've been in situations where I bagged something on a Friday night in Cheetahs. Nigga, Saturday morning, I'm in the gym getting my pecs together. I'm doing toe curls because I know that I'm gonna be toe curling up in that thing in a minute. You know what I'm talking about?
That bottom.
I'm working on my body. You know what I mean? I'm working on my fitness. She's getting me. I'm going to see the Dominicans for a lineup. I'm not doing the $5 lineup. Dope thing. You know,
the razor with the hot towels. You like
with the nigga that has something off-white stuffed into one of these. You know, I'm gonna go and see the Dominicans for the $15 washing set. You know, I'm getting clean. I'm popping tags. I'm going to Old Navy and I'm going to put one of my logos on that shit.
So you can dive in the bottom. Use a bottom diver.
So I could. I'm saying I don't want no
Alert
toes on my way to hit the
Google
bottom.
password required.
Facts.
That password.
Google password required.
Because firing for me to win. That's right. I don't want to pay no tolls on the way to the motherfucking bottom of the box. All right. I want, you know, so you have to create the atmosphere to where when you on the road to the riches, nigga, you're gonna arrive. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to be in your self-driving Uber on the way to the G spot. Like, where you going? Oh, I'm on my way to hit the bottom of the motherfucking boat. What about you? You know what I'm saying? And when she's ready for the God, then that's what happens. But the magnetic, energetic pull of a goddess will pull the God out of you because God is asleep inside of us, and it's vice versa as well. So you have to connect to somebody who has that attraction, and it don't have to go down. Like when I needed some motivation, I went on Instagram and I followed a slew of beautiful women who I would never in my life ever be with, right? I never want to be with them in the real world, but goddamn it, in the virtual world, that's wifey. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say something to that, Red, too. Let me real quick too, because before we go, I gotta call the shorties to the carpet. So, you men mate with their eyes, right? And y'all some foul bitches because only thing you got on your IG is pictures of yourself. And you know that's distracting these niggas. And you know that's taking them off their shit. You are abusing your motherfucking power. We already know what patriarchy is. Do men get called to the carpet for abusing their power physically over you or abusing you financially, having you slave to that? You know exactly what you're doing. Your page is filled with nothing but pictures of you. Not no books, not no fucking recipes, not no interest. Do you do any other thing besides take fucking pictures of yourself? Shame on you. That is narcissists out this world, and you have helped these niggas sell their motherfucking soul in exchange for you to get attention. You know goddamn well why. And then you got the nerve to talk about how niggas is at you in your inbox. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. You work at Walmart, first of all.
Back.
You know what I'm saying? You work at Walmart. You don't deserve all that attention because you bring no fucking value. For real, for real. Guess what? At the end of the day, this is the real shit. You're gonna hit the wall and your face is gonna fall off. What's your next magic trick?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's your next magic trick? So what I'm saying is, you know these men is fucked up. You know that. And you know any distraction any distraction, because manhood is down right now. There's no thing to teach boys, right? So what do? Hop on IG and just look at girls all day. And what do they got to show for their life? Like, have you not seen these niggas out here? They are hurting. Niggas is huddled up in groups of 15 doing absolutely positively nothing. And you are helping that shit.
And I want to address one thing too before I leave. And that's the goddesses that turn into goddesses, because you let that same huddle of niggas say, hey, peace, beloved, you got any shea butter for sale? And you fell for that shit. And he hit you with that played out 2015 YouTube game, and he hit you with some natural Tahuti game, and you fell for that shit. And it's a lot of sisters out here who are out, you know, letting lackluster niggas hit, right? and they're taking away your shine. I'm dead serious. You feel me? You had the Lauryn Hill or the Erykah Badu clip-ons. Now, now you out here with the with Meg Thee Stallion lace fronts, you know, looking crazy because when you start fucking with the nigga, you know, the weed man, he's hitting. Some dead ass. Son at the Boost Mobile store, he's hitting. He got, you know, he's burning your favorite patchouli incense in there, so I know he's on. You know, all of these lackluster people because they have, you know, people are out here satisfying these sex demons. And when you online and when you're in that quote unquote virtual world with those incubus succubuses and you're tapping in, waiting for your god to arrive, you know, your proverbial Prince Charming with a fucking dashiki on because everybody's waiting for their god. I remember when I was in that phase, I was like, nah, she's just gonna follow me one day. You know, she's just gonna fall out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors are gonna send her to me. You know, you be out here capping because people get lonely, and this journey is a lonely journey. And when you want to manifest with somebody who is of an equal vibration or equal frequency, somebody who can relate to your struggle, somebody that can relate to the issues that you're having, being the black sheep in the family, so y'all both could be weird together, you know, shit like that, you know, and people are not getting that. And they're succumbing, they're not playing out they're like, I can't do the waiting game. And because they see people online hooking up and other things, and they are settling for lesser, fucking with the lesser gods. And I'm seeing this, and I just wanted to address that. And I see it on the other side, right? But I'm like, sister, y'all gotta value yourselves. Don't fall, even if you're quote unquote into the Meg Thee Stallion city girls type of experimentation because you want to be liberated and free. There's still a level of dignity that you have to understand that you're a receiver, you're not a giver. First of all, you can't run around doing with men who are actually abusing themselves. You know, because people trying to, I want to keep up with these niggas, but the niggas was abusing themselves as well. They wouldn't get no prop. People, you know how many, like Ken said, you know how many lives were ruined in those exchanges. You know how many souls are in jars.
So, shout out to the women that didn't that monitor their beauty. And what I mean by that is that shit is a weapon, right? With much is given, you need much responsibility, yo, right? If you're beautiful, that shit is a weapon, okay? So if you know you have the male gaze and you know what it does, you gotta use your superpower carefully, yo. So for the women that monitor that shit, shout out to you, because you may have been too soon. So what you were posting before might not have been considered valuable. Now it is, right? It's all about time, right? So, and to say the last thing, what Red said, if the only thing y'all want from a man is the ability to fuck like him, let me tell you something. That is a weakness that we have. A biological urge that it's very hard to control. You want that curse? Out of all the shit that men have done in the world, you want the ability to fuck like niggas. That's dumb. Why not the ability to put skyscrapers in the ground? Bridges, spaceships, math, science. You want to fuck? You want the weakest part of us? Do you know how hard it is to turn down some fire ass bottom? It is very hard. Salute to the men that can do that. There's no awards for that shit to turn pussy down. That is not easy. Most men don't get to fuck the women he wants. he fucks women that want him. There's a difference.
Mm.
Now, how many men can turn down women that he wants?
Mm.
That's a different type of swag. You get the women you want. Most men are not with the woman he wants. He's with a woman that wants him. That was game right there for the people that don't. So if you can turn, if you choose a woman and she chooses back, and you scale and be like, nah, I'm gonna dictate how this dick go. That's a different level of thinking, because it's a biological urge that makes us mate. So to go against your own biology, that is mastery, because male animals can't do that.
Mm.
That's what makes you man, when you can control your biological urges, the ability to fast, the ability to control your sex drive, the ability to control your anger, anything that was already prepackaged in the human meat suit. That's man. Man and woman are able to control biological urges. Males and females can't.
Mm.
Whew.
Yeah, like they said, talk black to me. Yeah, that part.
That part.
That part.
Oh, that part.
Hey, Blue, can you see this? Where's my camera? You don't see this picture?
Moving right there. Right there. Yeah.
I know who that is. Yo, that is too funny. Yo, new gods, yo. New gods, yo. New gods, yo. All the other shit was illusion, yo. We was all tricked.
Season 3 of American Gods, y'all.
That's the importance of acknowledging and recognizing, because you don't want to be out of time. 2020 is overlaid with 2012. 2012 was about the Mayan illusion, and 2020 is about fire ass vision, having sight beyond sight. So you have to have 2020 vision in this Mayan illusion, right? As the old gods of this particular world come to an end, and it resets itself for the new gods of this particular paradigm. So it's Corona rising. I want to say thank you to Red for dropping through. All right.
Oh, yo, Blue, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna skate out too, beloved, man.
Yeah. It's about they got 3 hours worth. You know what I mean? Of some amazing transformational conversation.
Can I plug my mention real quick?
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, family. I need y'all to go to Eventbrite and just put Into Deep 2020. The letter N is in Nancy or Nuncy. The number 2, deep, like where it can be at, DEEP 2020. Into Deep 2020. Just
Jay Reed.
Huh?
Jay Reed.
Yeah, that part.
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
Yeah, so put Into Deep 2020, and I'll see y'all Thursday night. I'm going in about 4 hours. We're gonna do a Zoom class. All of my KT aliens, all of my students, salute to everybody that's showing up, that's gonna get this information. We're gonna be talking about the deep state, the deep mind. We're gonna be touching on the deep web, and we're gonna be getting a little deeper as well, talking about the deep space, because deep space is prominently featured in the news right now. So yeah, it's gonna be powerful. I look forward to seeing y'all. Love and light. All right.
Hey, and everybody. So before we get out of here, I want to give an opportunity, because I'm all about the people. Everybody go grab your surfboard, and y'all can go ahead and surf right off my shit. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all. I want y'all to wave up out of here. Here y'all go. You know what I'm saying? I did it for the culture. This was for the people. I'm keeping my shit. I'm Marcus Graham. Marcus Graham. So surfboard, y'all.
Bikini Bottom, my nigga. Yeah, you can cash out. You can hit me with the cash app for the lecture as well. Send me 20 in your email, and I got you. Netterflix, please, everybody. If you've ever given me there's people who if they've given $1 all the way up to $1,000. Like I've had support. Blue has had support over decade and more. So everybody who gave us a quarter and up, you played a part in Netterflix. We toiled and we put together something that is monumental in this community. Keep in mind, we do not belong to any other community. No other community. No, in this community, in this network, we have done something monumental, and it's going to grow from this point. Netflix is one of the biggest stocks in the world. Netflix has the potential to even be bigger than that because the quality and the quantity of the content is higher. The lectures that you're going to be exposed to, the classics, the playlists, the content, the original content is going to supersede anything Tyler Perry Studios or anything Hollywood can ever fathom. Is going to take them decades to catch up to the intellect of the collective, not just between red and blue, the family. Wait till you meet the people who you never even knew existed. Wait till we introduce you to the network of creators that are out there in this world who are the new Spike Lees, the new Spielbergs, but they have not been discovered yet. So build it and they will come. So we built it. I need y'all to pull up. I need y'all to spread this shit like it's a rumor. You know what I'm talking about? Spread it like it's a rumor. Spread the word.
Run tell that.
Huh?
I said run tell that.
Run tell that. You know, run and spread it like it's bad news. But tell the family, tell everybody this, yo, what's they doing over there? What have they done lately? Let them know that we got a real streaming network with more features than Netflix. That's the feat that we were able to do. Two dudes from the quote unquote trenches. Two dudes who are not quote unquote content. Anybody's label, anybody's corporation, no corporation of small hats own us. We own ourselves. We own our masters. We did this on our own, you know, with the love of the people, with the assistance of people who value what we do.
Facts.
Excellent plug.
Yeah.
Excellent plug.
And we hear that. And 2020 is the beginning of everything. And if you hear, and if you still could grab your nuts and you could talk your shit and the mirror don't crack, nigga, you're a legend. You made it, right? And you made it to this chapter, and now it's time to form like Voltron because this is the end game. But the motherfucking the enemy has arrived. The spaceships have landed. Dark Maul and all of them, Ebony Maul and them is there, and you have to turn on your motherfucking superpowers or step to the side because buildings are gonna fall. Your ass gonna get crushed and try to sue us. But it's you know, the stages are here, and from this point forward, the stakes are higher, right? And everybody who's been riding with us to get to this point, don't jump off now, nigga. Don't get scared of heights now. Don't self-sabotage because we are familiar with self-sabotage. Those of us who are afraid of heights, those of us who are afraid of standing in front of millions upon millions, because you not only have to be mentally prepared for that, you have to be, the shit has to be in your charts. You have to be aligned. It has to be in your motherfucking, it has to be written for you to do such a thing. So people think that it's sabotaging, you know, we just might not be ready for this shit. But what I do know is the time is now, and the ancestors have made a way. So I want to end this by saying, rise in power to my cousin Ronnie. who may transition due to complications of the COVID-19, right? This was this is one of our biggest fans. Rise to Hanif, brother, I'm
Kevin
sorry,
Muhammad, yes.
Muhammad Feast, who was also one of our avid supporters. Every time that we saw him, and we was one of his avid supporters, and we was there cheerleading this brother because we saw his rise, and we felt the love that he had for the nation and the FOI, and we saw the love that his nation had for him. So we were like, yo, this is
real talk. Yeah, he brought me back into my love and the appreciation for NOI, because what he was able to do in Harlem at that time, he was able to create a youth ministry. So this is before I met Keys, this is before I met Ben, this is before I knew about Rizza Islam or any of that. There were some young warriors that were moving through Harlem. These were youth.
The youth, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had seen how they cleaned up. Right? These were youth. Some of them came from the streets, and some of them you could tell they came from some pretty concrete backgrounds. But nonetheless, they were noblemen, right? At a time of deterioration, when the conscious community was going to shit, you feel me? When the shit was going to shit in Harlem, at that, these young men was always a reminder and a staple to be
required.
You feel me? And that was his work. And I acknowledged it, and it reminded me of why I had to pay homage, you know what I'm saying, to Elijah and the work that continuously is being done in his name. So I was already mentally prepared that when we met a 19 Keys and a brother, Ben X, to say, yo, now this is the upgrade from the youth that we seen in Harlem, who was just, you know what I mean? They was just trying to put their one and two thing together. But I saw life, I saw continuity, and I saw a continuance of a message that came forth from the messenger. And I appreciate them brothers, you know what I'm saying, because they got clean hearts and they got a different type of love. So as a result, with all that being said, this is a full expression of how we appreciate a brother Hanif, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Muhammad, he is a giant. You know what I mean? And then we would be remiss without speaking about the importance and the impact of Master Kalindi, who was not only, imperative and important for giving melanated people a voice in the world of psilocybins and mushrooms or what have you, but he was a martial arts master. We used to see him on magazines in the 70s. He was a student of Professor Powell, and the other giants. These are mythical creatures that walk the planet. You feel me?
It's facts.
Yeah, the heavens move when people like that make their entry. You know what I mean? And I could definitely feel the brother's presence. His service is greatly appreciated. Shout out to Dr. Africa. Shout out to Cradle Mutua and all of the people who we haven't really had the opportunity to properly memorialize or even, pause for the cause to appreciate them. But the way that I have mentally dealt with that is like, look, these are the people that are forming the 21 elders, the council of elders, because there is a war in the heavens right now. You feel me? And, those newly minted ancestors are stronger than ever. So light a candle, you know what I'm saying, and speak to them like they still here and channel that warrior energy, that warrior force is gonna be needed.
And like,
So if I can, man, I just want to send us out in a prayer, right? An arrogance prayer, right? So, I want everybody to raise their confidence up, their arrogance up, you know what I'm saying, and their entitlement up to a fire ass life. So, death to the old us, right? Death to depression, death to stress, death to jealousy, deaf to lies that we believed about ourselves, deaf to this ideal of being inferior, deaf to looking at other people's plate, counting other people's money, deaf to being a hater, yo, deaf to believing we don't got enough and we're not enough, right? Deaf to not manning your own turf, yo, deaf to procrastination, deaf to not taking your time, right? Deaf to attachments to people that don't want to be around you, deaf to doing the most, deaf to not being on time, right? Upgrade knowing when it's time to go, upgrade confidence, upgrade self-esteem, love with no guard up, no more being surprised when we win, be surprised when we lose, right? We are, fellas, what those women said we are, right? Ladies, you ain't what your mama said you are, right? We all got a clean slate, yo. We can be whatever we want to be. Let's upgrade our innocence. That is very important. We have to get our innocence back. We was all somebody's baby one time. We played with fire trucks and toys, and we had a great imagination. And somewhere along the way, we lost that. We have to get our innocence back. All right? It is time to be all the stuff that you were supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Blue, I'm gonna holler at you, fam.
All right. Once again, thank you. You know, please keep in mind this is episode number 30. We
Man,
made
you
a
already
full
know.
degree, a full, you know what I'm saying, a full rotation. So this is monumental. It's one of the best episodes yet. I thank you. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I value you. And continue success. Make sure that y'all hit that cash app. $ Kenny Briz. All right. Give it up for the legend, y'all.
All right, you already know. Peace, Blue. Love you, bro. All right, next time.
Peace, God. Peace, fam.